And happy Sunday night. Welcome to Favored Allies, where a group of busy adults play D&D for our entertainment and yours. Today we are joined by a guest, your moderator, Mike, who you may or may not have seen in the chat in the past. Uh, and the party has been doing a bit of research, looking into things around the nature of the memory grove that was attempted to be started here, in particular. A place that perhaps, if cleansed, could be a home for the future memory tree of Thorn, Mama's husband. You've also done a bit of research around things like Derek learning how to become a magical smith from a very old elf who maybe has some questionable approaches to apprentices. Callie has been um, named a paragon of the elves and now bears the sword of the family Regalian, the old regents of the northern kingdoms of elves. And you all have spent a couple of weeks prepping for either finding a new place for a memory grove or for cleansing the blight that you see here at this memory grove. So, after all this time, you do get some research readouts from the folks that you had doing some research that you commissioned here at the temple. But before we get to that, it's maybe a day or two before you're preparing to get your research readouts. Mama has come back from looking for a better place for a memory grove, coming up, unfortunately, short. Um, but someone new has approached the temple. An armored dragonborn has come looking to provide aid to the temple. And Mike, would you introduce your character?
Sure. My name is Duricus. He is a silver dragonborn. Um, he's got two horns that kind of come up front. They're chopped. They've been kind of broken and splintered a bit. He's got one real big, like, mohawk going over the top of his head. Very, very typical of your dragonborns in the area. Um, he's wearing chainmail and wields a very vicious looking. It's a great sword, but it's all pointy on one end, so it's just one straight line straight down. Um, and he, yeah, that's him.
Um, and you've come kind of in recompense for some service that had been paid to you. You were coming to serve the temple in the name of the Messirs that you were raised by out in the shifting wastes.
Correct.
Uh,
There's a lot of tragedy in this background. And Duricus is looking to kind of right some wrongs and help as many people as he can.
Excellent. Um, Mama, Callie, you two have been kind of doing a lot of the more social asking around, trying to get folks to join. Duricus, when you approach the temple, you are directed to Mother Corin, who is the sort of keeper of the temple here. Um, and she basically turns to you and says, I have a job for you. And lets you know that this crew has the intention of clearing out the blighted land that is here on this mountain.
Which way did they go?
And she like points to a very motley crew hanging out in the corner. There's
Ah,
like
yes,
two
right here
two
to
of
my right.
two of them. There's like a little goblin who's like got this backpack and a kind of unsure like elf, human, half elf, dark hair, putting on the backpack, not sure that this is a great idea. And you see they pull a cord on the backpack, and three little vials go shooting straight up as they run off and scatter, while you appear to have shown up during weapons testing. Um, but in this time, you also receive your research reports. With regards to the Blight, Swift Arbor Regalian, Talia, spirits, this sort of like more knowledge about what is going on with them and what you might do. You find out it's been chronicled that the Blight took hold shortly after Swift Arbor Regalian was planted and converted to a tree. Um, his final words are recorded here. Uh, so it has come to pass
Ah.
that I have failed and we are lost. The tree was wilting shortly after being planted, and it was believed that bringing his daughter's body to the grove might comfort him. It did not, because of many of the wrongs that had happened around that time and the daughter's unrest. Um, it seems that bringing her there has somehow tied that place to the realm of shadows and spirits. Um, and it is, and Mama, you know this, to approach it is very difficult. There's a tear, like almost between worlds, and you sort of you've heard tell that you kind of have to force through it, and it's kind of reminiscent of when you were in that dungeon where when you approached a certain area there was like a barrier that you had to push effortfully through. Um, you learn that the last time when the druids aligned with the clerics of the temple, that they were able to briefly parley with Talia during the fight. That the spirit is just a creature of vengeance and knows only vengeance. But if you approach Talia's corpse, which is near where the tree was planted, you can actually parley directly with the corpse. Um, what they sort of found was that she might be convinced that the elves have thrived, that their lives were not utter failures, and that the elves not only continue to live but have a future here. However, an uneasy druid struck the tree in defense because this wretched tree attacks, regardless of what you are doing. And in striking that tree, the corpse was upset, and it made parlaying more difficult, but was still possible. Once the spirit was struck, however, by an errant spell, it looks like, um, this corpse would no longer parlay. So it seems like you could parlay with the corpse. You could defend yourself from the tree, but it might make the parlaying more difficult. But if you strike Talia's spirit, that will be the end of it, and she's not interested in talking beyond that. Um, you know that they brought symbols of Regalian. They specifically brought a signet ring that was of the Regalian family, and it seemed to put the corpse at ease and kind of made the parlay go a little smoother. And upon presenting this artifact of Regalian to the corpse, the spirit actually stood by and did nothing while the parlay happened. But once parlay had ended, the spirit wreaked its havoc. And you know that the wretched tree is described as attacking without concern or mercy. The tree does not seem like an entity that can be healed, only stopped. Um, it appears that Talia can be peacefully put to rest, and there may be some benefit to doing that. But it doesn't seem like attacking her will allow you to do that. And there are concerns that if the tree is felled, the reason that they tried this difficult thing is if the tree is felled, they don't know that Talia would parlay. So it seems like you either must parlay with her while the tree attacks or simply fight them separately. You also find that from the accounts of the druid that attended, um, that fire seemed to be very effective against the tree when they were able to get close enough to strike it. Um, you found
Alright.
you found that uh, the tree was, they also found that the tree, or reported that the tree was able to stiffen its bark in some way, and that when that happened, it was very difficult to harm, even with fire. So there's some process by which it can take up a defensive position, and so you kind of got some of that. Um, I don't have the right tab open to tell you some of the other things you learned about this tree. One moment.
Nate, you're muted.
Yeah, yep, sure am. But you know from that one druid's account that it seems as though the tree uh, was able to sort of defend against certain magics or effects by it summons up these small stick creatures, these rotting sticks, and when it's struck by certain types of magic or certain types of effects, that it's able to reduce the effects or negate them by sacrificing some of these small creatures. So if you clear out some of the small creatures, you kind of negate its ability to legendarily defend itself, we'll say.
Can we clarify that just real quick? When you say certain effects, are you referring to the fire and stuff you mentioned before?
Uh, you don't actually have more context than that. Certain
They just said if
effects
you hit it with something.
with things that like area effects or spells that try to control it or things like that. It's able to sometimes deflect them by sending the energy into those like small things and sacrificing them.
Gotcha, that's what you mean. Okay.
Uh, it can shoot lightning. It can also summon down lightning onto itself, which appears to heal it and also harm anyone that it might have grabbed. Regarding Talia, she has a deathly scream that can put somebody to the ground immediately. And unlike rumors of other Banshee, she's able to do that with some regularity. In addition to a horrific gaze that she has that puts the weight of all of your failures on you, weakening you.
I'll be strong against this one then.
But that kind of ends the like tactical or like kind of other information you have about the tree.
The pep talk.
Yep. You do know from that, and also there was some discussion about like what other magics or things could we use to protect or hallow or whatever the ground where Memory Grove might be, whether it be this one or a new one. There is the Druid Circle could take on helping it flourish wherever it is. Um, the You know that the best place that you found is kind of the switchback path that comes up the front. But there are concerns of longevity. How long will it be before the next landslide? And then you did find that, you know, because this place, there is still the anchor stone that exists. So if this blight were to be cleared, you could plant the anchor stone, and that would sort of that would seal up the rift and prevent a new rift from opening in this area, sort of to anchor this place to the material. And beyond that, you know that the ground can be hallowed by the priests of the church. It's a ritual. It's expensive. It takes a lot of time, but they can make that ritual, and fully would intend to wherever a memory grove might be planted.
I
Yep,
don't
yep.
know much about banshees, but this is a whale. Like it's described as an audible thing. That like,
Yes, it's
a scream
described as an
happens?
audible thing.
If we siren this, yeah, no, I know. If we siren this, and we do like the beeswax, cotton balls, in the ear thing, kind of a jig, would that provide some defense?
Certainly, I would say if you seal your ears, you will take some of the penalties of being deafened, but you would also get an advantage on the roll against that against that or other audible kind of abilities.
Honest question: are there any penalties to being deafened?
Depends on if you're a caster or not.
I honestly can't remember anything.
Yeah, so verbal components, really bad if you need to use those and you're deafened.
Why?
Then beyond that, like perception checks will probably be impacted depending on what's going on.
Yeah, I also imagine it would be if we're trying to parlay with Talia's body, it might be hard to maintain that.
You would probably be rolling with disadvantage on any deception or persuasion checks to have a conversation while you are deafened like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Tosha in particular would probably have a real hard time.
Yeah, I kind of...
As they're blind and deaf at that point.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, wait! No, you're not! Did we do the surgery?
No, you had discussed with Tosha before that it didn't seem like replacing their eyes would do anything.
Oh, so I have a second one for no... Well, I guess we can offer it to what's their face when we get back to Bastion, because we don't know whether or not they would be receptive to it.
I think what you did is you built a hat with a stick on it.
Yes, that's correct.
That's what you did.
That's the temporary measure prior to me being able to fix it otherwise.
Yeah.
And then I had requested bells as well that I could use
Yes.
to try to adhere to enemies.
Can you just say Ayla already does those?
Yeah, in that case, I'll go
ahead.
ahead and I'll take the bell. I'll take like a ring of bells or whatever to see if I can like put it on the tree at some point if we do that. And I'll also go ahead and do like some beeswax ear stuff because at the very least I'm not going to be casting spells.
No,
So
fuck you having to get close to the tree. Put the bells on launcher
we can do that
number
too.
1.
yeah, all right.
We'll get
Go
some
for it.
sticky beeswax in there, an alchemist fire, and acid, and a shit ton of bells.
I was also
I'm-
gonna say
They can hear it just ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling through the air,
We'll
and
do
when it
both.
impacts,
We'll just do both. We'll have all the
we'll say
bells.
yes or no. Was that a good impact? Good impact.
I also wanted to give some to Callie, and ask her to maybe tie them onto her arrows, because if she hits like the tree or something else, then the bell would be
Oh,
adhered
that
to
actually
those as well.
explains.
This is going to look like a
Um,
Christmas tree when we're done with it.
When you get through
With
your
all that fire, it's
I-
going to be
I-
a Christmas tree in January.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually going to ask Derek because I believe you're an artificer, right? Is it on
No.
your list?
not even-
Oh, you're a cleric.
Yeah.
Sorry, then my question won't work. I was because I know there's a thing you can imbue stuff to like with minor magical effects. It's like just get my arrow to like constantly talk. It's like
Well,
blah
so-
blah 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 blah.
No, I have a thing for when we step out for the first day, like in the morning or whatever. I do have a thing written down. I was gonna ask if I'm sorry, Nate. We're kind of interrupting your
No,
your
go for
spiel
it.
shtick
Go
at
for
this
it.
point. But basically, arrowheads with a whistle point. So as they travel through the air, they kind of in an attempt to, because then that explains so much. Hang on one second. I actually have a blueprint for it. The Chinese use these
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
to make
they're
people
super
hear.
cool. Yeah, you could make 10 of those with one of your 1 hour, like, crafting things that you can do.
So I couldn't do it the day that I thought about it because I was making the bells. But if we can do it before we leave, the day we leave, I'll give you a whistling arrow.
Sweet, yeah. Anyone feel free to improve upon the bell idea. It was just like the best low resource.
I still like the idea of the arrows that talk. Is that You're
Just
getting warmer.
just
You're
casting,
getting warmer.
just casting magic mouth on an arrow.
Not too far. Come back.
Just screaming as it goes through the air. Hey, what are we doing, guys? Ah!
It's like that gun in Borderlands that talks like every time you
No.
reload.
I hate that gun so much.
Also, on one of my days, I'm gonna once we learn about the tree and the fire thing, switch Val to Fire Drake mode, just so he's ready.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, with the other research, there was also some research requested on Amon Case / Elion. You find that Amon Case was a farmer. This is something that you knew, but was not corroborated by any research that the temple had done. Previously, it was just a mention in somebody's notebook that he just like, oh, this farmer came out of nowhere, and your Journal of Amon Case actually seems to corroborate that he was a farmer and rose to the rank of Archmage within the order of mages that are trained under Valis Gadan, and the elf friend Chris Vadine. You learn that Amon Case in this research and in their planeswalking primarily did become like essentially you kind of get confirmation on a lot of the things that are in the journal of Amon Case, but that journal is a more complete and more robust like sort of history of Amon Case than this temple has. You know that they have historically been, they were an archmage, so some of their history is known or referenced, but by and large, you have more information than anyone else on Amon Case. When it comes to Elion, when it comes to the Asher, you find that there are musings from Amon Case and other archmages of the time who had sort of and high priests who had interacted with some of these greater beings, and it seems like maybe Elion, Corellin, and a few other of the major deities are maybe from the same place, because many of them came here from elsewhere, rather than simply being grown here. But it's speculation, but it's speculation that a number of mages have made in past times.
And so just to follow up on that a little bit, so by that group of gods, this is not inclusive of the old gods, because we understand that they are native to this world. So this would be like any other sort of gods that we may worship or know. So that would include like Gond, Saloon, like basically everyone that people in like this party worships, and I'm guessing are more commonly worshipped today. Would that be accurate?
That would be accurate. You don't know for certain which gods. Corellin comes up specifically. Saloon comes up specifically. Asmodeus comes up specifically. But there's musings that suggest these are not unique among the gods. All right. And then I think there's some questions about the old gods, but I think you had said you wanted to backburner those to prioritize these other ones. So a lot of that research time went into anything that could be found out about the previous engagements with the Blight. And you did get quite a bit of tactical information there. So embers only. What are we doing?
Making whistle arrows.
I guess, and we'll briefly bring Duricus in, like inform him what our ideas are so far, and like thank you for being willing to help. It's a big leap of faith.
I owe a great favor to many people, so anything that I can do.
Much
Blood,
appreciated.
sweat, tears, preferably no tears, but
Yeah.
preferably no blood either, but sometimes that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Do you like, I'm sort of like a physical items ranging kind of abilities. What is your like specialty?
I hold up my big sword and I go, well, this is the slicey end, and this end is the beady end. And
you don't know my daughter Olive, do you? Because that's the kind of joke she would make.
I'm unfamiliar with this Olive. Is she nice?
Well, I mean,
It's a
about as
fabulous
nice
garden.
as I am. She's effective. And she's real
Negotiator.
funny. She's real funny.
I'm sure we've come across each other in one way or another. However, kind of going on a little more about what I'm good at. I'm really good at breathing cold air,
Mm.
and
Mhm.
then I'm also really good at like kind of telling other people what to do during battle. Like you could almost say that I'm a battle master of sorts.
All
So-
right. Okay. That's what I was wondering. I'm trying to figure out where to like position people if we do groups.
Oh, you could put me right up front. I'm fine with it.
Well, in
Okay.
that case, you should probably have this then. I'm Derek. I make the armor for the group. You can see that nice shield over there the druid's holding. That's this guy right here. I made you one as well if you would just hold on to it. It's just a big metal plate with like concentric circles in it. And if you wouldn't mind just standing exactly 280 meters in that direction, just to make sure that the colors are still visible, Alar can help me see if I can see them more correctly.
Oh,
Putting on
there's
the
one
backpack.
thing we do need to add, and I go over and I try attaching bells to your armor. It's a very important step for what we're about to do. Don't worry about it.
They're battle bells.
Well, I was already rolling a disadvantage on stealth, but you know, sometimes it's just
It's not gonna get any worse.
we're just not pretending.
Uh,
Like, oh, it
Avar,
sounds like the wind.
Yeah.
Derek, do we?
Yeah.
Are we sure our new friend's gonna survive this moment?
Oh, he's
Oh,
a
I don't-
friend. Oh, I'm sorry. Like takes the shield
Friend.
back off and like unties the bells. Hello.
No, leave
Yep.
the bells. We need those.
Well, then Tosha's gonna blast him.
Well,
Now, I'm smart
behind
enough
the
to
tree.
recognize a target when I see one.
Hmm.
So I'm wondering, why do I need the target shield?
No,
What's
I
the scope here?
was unaware that you were a friend at this point. I thought you were here to help, just in general, and this would have been the most effective help that we have. We haven't had a lot of practice with I've forgotten its name, the burning question.
In the research that we got, did it mention the positioning of the tree and Talia?
Talia's corpse is positioned in a sarcophagus next to where the tree was planted. The tree was planted at the center of what would have become the Memory Grove. It being the king's tree and the first of the grove, it would have been probably the like centerpiece of it,
Okay.
presumably down the line.
So there's not probably a good way to try to commune with Talia while not having the tree be aware of your presence.
Probably not.
So wait, but I thought the tree could walk.
The
Don't
tree
they say it
can
moves around?
walk.
We
Okay,
could lure it away.
That's Callie was having a plan. She's like, okay,
Hmm.
based off of what we found, we might be switching into two groups.
Now I understand. Go ahead.
One group would essentially distract the king, pull the tree as far away as it can, while the second group, hopefully consisting of someone who's a good talker, probably me partially because I have the sword.
Yes.
You
Um,
and me.
Hmm.
well, yeah, but are we? You know, you're very loquacious, and I have the sword, but charismatic we are not always. So
It would probably want to be you and Mama and Derek because
What do you mean?
then guidance.
No, what does loquacious mean?
Oh,
talky.
I think I should be on
Oh.
team fuck the tree. Perfectly honest.
well, I think Team Deal with Talia becomes Team Fuck the Tree after about like 10 seconds. But no,
So are we not trying to cut this tree down?
oh, we're
That will
definitely going
enrage
to
the
cut the tree
spirit.
down. But
No, well, we don't know that because.
sorry.
So why would they? The idea is we can cleanse the blight, and there might be more than one way to do that other than just killing the tree, right? And the other druids had said if we kill the tree, you can't parlay with the spirit at all.
I think there might be a way to pacify Talia. I don't think there's a way to handle the tree other than to take it out. The idea being we would have to completely handle Talia and then take out the tree.
By handle, do you mean murder? Or handle, you mean resolve?
Exercise? I don't know what. I mean, ideally, we don't fight Talia if we don't have to. But
Well, that's the thing I was hoping. Yeah.
That's the idea.
I think that comes as a package deal, is what Colin's saying, or Alar's saying. Callie, too many names in my head right now. Insinuating that divvying up is a correct path of action, but the tree's not going to let you just wander up to the sarcophagus and let you, knock on the door and say
We-
hello.
No. I agree with Kali. Like, we can definitely try to pull it away. Does anyone have illusion magic in the group, or is that just not something that we do?
Not this character, I don't think. Let me look.
What
Okay.
kind of illusion are we looking for?
Minor illusion, like a dude over in a corner with a big sign that says, "I'm over here. Pay attention to me."
I can make the new guy a different shield.
Ideally, this
I
is
know
something that
2
doesn't
spells.
die.
No illusion magic,
No
but
s-
I think I should be on team lure the tree away. If it doesn't
Mhm.
like fire, I can shoot fireballs at it, and it seems like a
I mean,
good
I could
use
also
to
try
me.
to entangle it if that helps. I could do a fog
Make it a regular
cloud.
tree.
I was gonna use pass without trace to get the negotiators close while team distraction essentially lures the tree away so that we could hopefully have a few moments to talk to Talia unaccosted. I don't know if the tree will turn or if they're linked that way, but it would be after the tree is pulled that the negotiation team would go in if we see any value in that. Otherwise, we'll fight in two fronts: a
I
banshee
can use
and
Oni
the
as a
trees.
distraction.
Mm.
Run by
Arnie
and
is a effective.
distracting fella. Give him an axe and he can start chopping down another tree and be like, "Oh, sorry, was that your cousin?" He can't speak,
Alright.
but
How about
the
this?
implications there.
Just as a place to start. Find my bow. It's what? 320 feet? Okay. Nate, the area around the tree is like barren-ish, or like there's a lot of like
It's-
burned foresty kind of vibe.
It's a grove.
Okay.
There's actually quite a lot of trees there.
Any
You
elevation?
also know that it's on essentially a plate, a table, like on a shelf is the word I was looking for, on the northwest side of the mountain, northwest side of the mountain, and the grove area itself, from the descriptions you've seen, is 300 to 500 feet across. There's this tear in reality that you have to sort of pass through to get into the grove, and your experience with something like that is it takes about a minute to push through, and you have to find a thin spot to get through. So you from the research that has been done, you know that there is a spot on the southeast corner that was pushed through before, identified as the best place to do so. One side there's a cliff that you could presumably climb and push through, but you would be pushing through while climbing, and I think you are probably the only person who could safely do that.
How wide is the area?
The area on the outside of the tear, it's about 500 feet across.
No, inside with the tree. That's the kicker.
Nobody measured it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Big ass.
we have a couple options.
I could summon a fae.
That might be interesting. The thing is that if we attack the tree, Spirit's going to get pissed. So whatever we do, we don't want to directly act against the tree.
Well, if I tell a fae to go on a long chase away from us, pretty much, unless I tell it specifically to do something, it's going to try to dodge.
That's not a bad idea. My thought otherwise would be to basically have me try to antagonize the tree and then have me be the target. But I was thinking with the idea of like being able to shoot 320 feet with my bow, and it doesn't sound like we're not going to be able to have that kind of range. I could, however, try to dart back and forth between the trees, so, it is what it is. But sending that fae out to sort of at least get that started is probably not a bad idea. Any
I'm
fae
just
you
the
know that are
spell
immune to
warrior.
lightning?
I mean, not with my present intelligence level.
All right.
In the interest of the information dump before we head out, was there anything, because Callie was going to try to, in her downtime, talk to the sword to see if she could get any information about Talia or Regalian that she could kind of like prove, I guess, that not only does she possess the sword, but that like true champion, and you know what I mean, like just to try to like break through.
Yeah, you like kind of sit down and sort of meditate with the sword on this. And in your meditation, it's almost like a dream that you kind of see that you are sitting, kind of kneeling before a king sitting on a throne, and it appears to be a mad king. And no matter what you do or say, they lash out at you. You see that there's a young woman, maybe in her 80s, uh, uh, elven woman, maybe in her 80s, in a small chair to the side. And as you kind of kneel and approach her, she gasps, and you can see the sigil of Regelian kind of glows on the blade, and that seems to be kind of enough to like signify to her. But you think presenting it to her corpse, in a close enough proximity that you're like actually talking to her, not like from 3 miles away. Hey, I have a sword, but like from
You like the sword?
conversational distance, maybe within 10 feet.
Okay.
You could present it to her.
Okay. That is also helpful to know. I mean, yeah, like I could go in by myself essentially and like see if I could talk to Talia while you guys do whatever you need to keep the tree busy. And if push comes to shove, then I will try to run away. I will
don't.
cast haste on myself. Run.
I do feel, because I can be very persuasive, I think it might be helpful if I went with you. Plus, I have the memory of the tea
Mm. And the tea leaves.
committed and the tea leaves
Yep.
for the
I bet.
promise of continuing our memory groves
Mm.
when we thought all was lost.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I imagine that will be a great source of hope, so it makes sense for you to be there for that. And I also don't think any of us should be left alone, regardless of which team we're on. So I think we definitely want to have people together to help.
Excellent. And Thorn will also be with the group, right? But he's not going to go in on this until the area is settled, right? The idea is, or
Thor-
are we clearing it and then he'll come later?
Thorn's not coming in this moment. It's just
Okay,
like, yeah.
Woo.
This is definitely like an outrider event. Like, you
Okay.
are not bringing civilians with you on this.
Okay. I was worried. I was like, where are we going to put him? Go in the ball, Thorn. It's safe.
So yeah, I think that's a good plan. We send out the Fae first. Fae hopefully distracts and gets the tree pulled away. I'll be nearby as quietly as possible. Those of you who need to talk to the ghost, head in with Pass Without Trace. And then if the tree takes out the Fae, I'm thinking the Daylight Lantern, because that's going to get its attention, hopefully, without necessarily actually hurting it.
Do we know if the tree has any affinity to this blighted forest at all?
What do
In
you mean?
terms of like,
I'm not sure
so
what you mean by that.
I guess my question is, so like we've got these. I mean, I'm also going to try and explain this from Derek's perspective. We've got these fancy magic trees in this fancy magic grove, and previously, when the fancy magic grove was nice, right? There's this. I anticipate this level of cohesion between all of the the flora, right? That to the point where if you were to burn down half of it, the spirit of the forest would be. I might be getting a little Miyazaki here, but the spirit of the forest might be a little bit harmed or distracted in some way. If we were to like attack the blighted grove itself, would that be distracting for this tree? Would it not give a fuck?
The descriptions that you've seen of the grove suggest that it is the grove itself is dead. There are many trees in there, but they are distinctly dead or
Oh, so
appear
it's not
to
like a
be.
mystical plot. It's literally like
Yeah.
it's just dead, burnt earth or whatever. All right. I guess I'm on standby then. If things go wrong, deploy Derek. Bless you. It's hard to distract the tree without it seeming like an attack that would affect the.
That's why I want to try to use the lantern or the Fae, because I think the Fae will get annoying enough if you get it up in front of it, and then the light at the very least should get attention.
Do you want to give the lantern to Arnie in case we don't anticipate a level of ranged attack that this thing might have, and we can put Arnie 300 feet to the left?
I am actually anticipating the range, which is one of the reasons why I think it should be me.
Okay.
I'm the best person to dodge, apart from maybe Callie.
Worst case
Hey.
scenario, I can grapple the tree.
Hey,
The other thing
Arnie
that we could
up
do,
from
if you
the-
wanted, and this is just up to the plan. I don't think you're going to like this idea. You could give Val lightning immunity and then have Val antagonize the tree.
I believe he's not immune yet.
Never mind then.
He might be. Hold on, he might, but still, he'd just be going up and going down. Like he could still die if you squish him. Like,
Yeah,
the
so he'd
street
have
picks
to-
stuff up.
He'd have to keep
Yeah, but you
range.
bring it back, but I don't know if we want to get into that conversation again.
No, we're not wasting spells to keep bringing him back.
No, the idea
When I
would just be to
have
have him at a
fight
distance,
thing.
being a moving target, and then it's like you keep trying to hit him with lightning, and he's just like, "Ah, I'm still here. Come get me." It's like the dog from Duck Hunter or whatever.
He is immune to lightning.
It's an option. It depends on whether
yeah.
you want him to be defensive or more effective for attack.
Right. Well, he would aid you guys in attacking, but only once per turn. So you know what? Maybe lightning is better in case he has to. But I don't know why he would. I don't know.
Well, the phase Trixie is the one I was gonna go with, and that'll cast a magical darkness.
Hmm.
It's only about 5 foot cube, but you know, it's something. It'll be annoying,
Ooh.
and it'll go
I
and
can't-
go and go.
I can't really see anyway, so I could shoot stuff out from within the magical darkness if I can hear.
Again, we don't want to attack the tree until like everything goes downhill, or we've dealt with
Talia.
Talia first. But then, yeah, no, that's a great idea. If the fates go around
So the plan
Well-
is to kite the tree until you guys sort out the spirit.
without attacking it.
Well, minimalizing damaging. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It sounded like from the information we got, it'll make it a little bit harder to parlay if we attack the tree, but not impossible. And it sounds like it's going to be striking out at us regardless. So I agree, if we can lure it away without attacking, great. But I think that seems like it might not last very long. So I was even thinking, like, I have a firebolt cantrip, and I also have booming blade, so if I can get up to it and hit it, then if it moves, it'll take like some kind of damage or something, so that might keep it in one place a little bit
Sure.
without doing a lot of, without like a fireball level of like damage to it.
I am very, very loath to damage the tree until those of us who are going against Talia have managed to try to commune with her. And if it
Yeah.
fails and we need to start attacking, we start attacking. But like, I don't want to make that process any more difficult than it already is going to be,
Mhm.
because I can't imagine it's going to be easy.
Do we want to come up with a signal for team diplomacy that, like, say if they critically fail on their efforts to appease the dead,
Yeah, the signal is
Um,
that they tell you to fire a fucking bowl of acid at the tree.
well, they're gonna be so far. Like, is there
Yeah.
like a flare-esque kind of like, oh, good, now's the time to unleash everything because things have dropped out the bottom.
Can I ask another clarifying question, DM, about the information we received?
Yes.
It seems like we found out that Talia's body is next to the tree. Did we find out the location of the banshee like spirit? Does it tend to also congregate within that same area, or is it kind of ranging throughout the forest? Does it kind of vary?
It was described as a wandering spirit.
Got you. So yeah, I think also if we can sneak up to the tree without encountering or alerting her spirit, I think that would also be an ideal case to try to shoot for. Just because if we can bypass the spirit and just deal with parlaying with her body and the tree, that seems to be much better, because it sounds like it's game over for any parlay if we strike the spirit at all.
I agree, and we've also got. He looks over to the new guy. You're not exactly quiet. I doubt Penance is quiet, and Penance was saying that we're gonna have a little bit of extra help. And Derek's not exactly the quietest man in the world either.
What?
I'm
So
also not great at.
The hell are you talking about? He
quiet.
puts his arms down too hard, and this like ball of fire just goes shooting up into the nearby forest. I'm gonna go
So-
deal with that.
okay,
Another potential strategy could be loud people go in to lure the spirit away, and then some people stay with the tree and the
So
body.
3 teams.
Well, wait a minute. I mean, doesn't the banshee only come out at night? So if we go in beforehand, if we go in before night falls and find the body, then we can parlay the body once night falls.
hmm
I mean, we gotta get the run around with the tree at that point. You know, pretty much once you enter, bang, you're just up against a weird wandering tree. But
we also
But
might not
it-
need to worry about Talia's spirit. They specifically said that when you had the symbol of Regalian, it stood by. So if we're lucky, it'll be that case if the spirit is around.
You also, part of the reason that this was such a mess with the spirit there, it was not the previous druids and folks who did this were not certain that they could parlay with her when her spirit was not there. Like, is it like, oh, the wandering spirit's gone, but the corpse is there and you can still talk to the corpse, or is the corpse also inanimate when the spirit is not there? And that is
You wish you took speak with dead.
the previous attempts determined that it was not worth, because they essentially, you're going to get one shot at it, so they decided it was not worth the chance that they couldn't parlay.
That changes things a little bit.
And he was a king, so she would be princess.
She was a princess, yes.
Okay, just trying to get the formality when I try to greet in my head.
Do we want to head there and get kind of a lay of the situation, and then maybe make some final decisions on these ideas that we have lying around? I feel like we're kind of talking in circles and can do for the next hour if we don't like get a better idea of what we plan all day. But if we get there and it turns out like the tree is currently eating her or some shit like that, you know what I mean? Like some other aspect of the situation we're not aware of. It might be better to finalize these smaller discrepancies once we're actually through that veil into the grove. And everybody's just stunned that Derek just said.
No, that makes sense. Yeah,
It does make sense, yeah.
Of course, everything I say makes sense.
well done, Derek.
You just met me and tried to give me a target.
How else am I going to calibrate the burning question? You move
Annie.
and are big.
I don't have an
It
answer
moves
to that.
and it is
So I'm
big.
going to start walking.
Nate, if you pull that window down in Discord, is that going to fuck up OBS?
It shouldn't. Guess we'll find out. It crashed on my side. I didn't just pull it down.
Oh, gotcha.
So cool. So what's the plan? I was actually trying to troubleshoot that while you were talking through that.
The plan is
We're
to
gonna-
get there and then assess the situation. Is my understanding.
Yeah, do we know how long it'll take us to travel there, and will it still be daylight when we reach there, if so?
It'll only take you it'll only take you a few hours to get there. It is not actually that far from here. It's kind of the backside of the mountain, probably 4 hours or so.
And I assume it's like morning when we're setting off ish.
Presumably, I mean, that's up to you.
I would like everybody can expend whatever they're doing for one more day, and we'll gather everyone else up and then head out to the next dawn, basically, and cover that ground. I think would be the best course.
I want to apologize to anybody who might have been listening to the stream when I got the audio to start back up and it came in at full blast.
If you weren't awake, you are
Oh,
now.
wait, no, it is.
I don't know about you guys, but I kind of need my beauty rest. I don't really get started till 10 a.m. So I don't know if the light of dawn is a great opportunity for me, but you know what? I'm new here, so I can't complain.
I was gonna say, the 10 a.m. is dawn for you now for today for this mission. So beautiful, you're on the roll.
Daylight savings all over again.
Yeah, weird.
Just
huh?
go to sleep earlier.
I mean, we do have experience with putting scaled creatures inside of metal balls and toting them around if you need an extra hour or so.
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
No.
Well, we don't want you to be dragging us down. I'll make a new character.
Probably for the best.
That joke's funny now.
No, it isn't.
Okay, so rest, go, scout. We lure the tree away, try to deal with the spirit. Spirit is appeased. Hopefully, we take out the tree.
Now,
Okay.
the end
Do it.
goal is to
Break.
destroy this tree.
Yep.
Period.
Well,
Yeah.
we might not have to finish the fight for the fight to be finished.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I think survive the tree is a better way of putting it around.
Yeah.
And anything else we
Especially in the
meet trying to
beginning.
get there. Mhm.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Works for me.
Beasties. Actually, monsters, I think, is the word that was used.
Yeah. Before we take off, I pull Mother Corin aside to ask just like some family questions. Because I don't know if I've seen any of my family members since I arrived back.
No, you had heard that Willow came nearly every night to pray when she could get away from Thorn, but she hasn't been up here since you've been here.
Mother Corin, do you know if I left a letter for my children when I left the first time? Because I don't recall.
You did. It was, well, it was you. It was heartfelt, and they knew it.
Well, then I guess I don't need to write another round of letters then. Not gonna spend my evening doing that. I'll trance instead.
Have you, while you were out, did you stop by?
I'm afraid to, because they all think I'm gone. And it almost seems worse to stop by, say, hey, I'm alive, but I might die tomorrow. I don't know if that's really the angle I'm taking here. I think that might be cruel and selfish.
I think we all we do the best we can, Mama. And, whatever feels right to you.
Thank you. And with that, she kind of goes back to her room.
I have a conversation I'd like to have with Callie the night before we go, but that's about it.
Go for it. It's that night.
So at some point, I don't know if we have our own rooms or if what the sleeping arrangement is at the temple, but Alar is gonna head over to wherever Callie is that night, knock, or just announce himself, and then Do you have a moment to talk? There's something I'd like to go over if we can.
Yeah, no, come on in. And like, I think Callie's just sitting like basically in her meditative, like legs crossed pose, the swords across her lap in her hands, and Val's just like curled up in a little silver ball,
No.
like next to her. Yeah, he's gonna be lightning immune, just in case.
Alar comes in, closes the door if there is one, and then kind of like drops the Alar personality. On the likely chance that this goes poorly, I wanted to make sure we had some contingencies, or at least I had. And he pulls out a couple things. First off, I wanted to make an account of this that you could actually reference, and I may be missing bits, but it's to the best of my memory. This is what was in the red leather book, and I hand Callie like a handwritten, somewhat summarized, but like anything that I could think of that was in the story that Mother Corin read. The whole accounting of the issue with the gods and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And you're essentially, because the way that you recognize it, the way that you see it, because you like watched it happen in your head. It was more, as you think back on it, it almost feels like you were there experiencing it. So you're kind of like writing almost a firsthand account of that event.
It's not going to be perfect, but I figured that on the off chance this goes poorly, or even if it goes well, you deserve to have that. Considering.
Oh, well, thank you. But I fully intend to get you home safely because I get 10 platinum.
Which
that's my job.
Is my second point. And I pull out like a separate thing. And this looks like the other one's nice. This looks like, oh, this is some grimy notebook that's been banged up repeatedly. Like he stomped on it to distress it, like spilled some like tea in there to make it all. Yeah. No one would ever want to steal this. And then he hands that to Callie. That is my report. So if I don't make it, first off, please don't let Derek animate my corpse.
Yep.
And second, most of what is in there is just stuff to give to the people that I work for. Worst comes to worst, and he's given her like a contact that is like a dude who can be passed things to, or like a dead drop kind of thing. Dead drop's actually probably the best option. There's a place where like you could put something. This is not vital to anything ever, but it's like if you put it here, someone from the organization will find it, kind of thing. This is a known thing where if you need someone to deliver something, they can do it to that place. Like it's not going to cause any issues. The report's just like everything that he would pass on to his superiors, but there's also a couple letters in there. One of them is for Callie in particular, but he also like put the same note basically in the report, which is like just saying, if this gets delivered, this person did their job fantastically. We just got sucked into a bunch of other stuff. Please pay her. The other notes are for family. And he would just ask if you could deliver those. And he basically just says that you are, to my mind, the person who's most likely to live through this. Partly because I think you have to. I don't want to see what's going to happen when we give these elves a new paragon and then immediately get you killed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Like that's going to happen.
There's also the Val issue to think about.
Yeah.
And I'm very concerned about what will happen if you don't make it.
I think they call it a heel turn.
I don't want to find out.
Story?
If that's true,
out my
I really
sword.
don't want to find out.
You're not there. You don't know I have a Drake, mister. Even though you're a Dragonborn, you will, but not now.
I'm very concerned about what happens if Val has to grow up without a mama. It will not end well for the world. But yeah, that's basically it. He just like drops off a couple things, and is requesting that you could like deliver those, and this is a way to make sure you get paid, that kind of stuff.
Like, I want to let you know, I do really appreciate that, and you have definitely become more than just a job. Alar Elias of the mysterious family.
It's not that mysterious. They just make mead.
It is to me.
All right.
Life's pretty simple.
Yeah.
But I will do my best if anything should happen to you. But I do aim to try to get you all out and home.
I appreciate that.
Nate, before we go, can I grab Derek?
Sure can.
Ow!
Listen, I need you to come with me to the temple real quick.
Fine. Clamber up on his shoulders.
We are now 2.5 kobolds in a suit of armor. I want you to know, and I know that I'm new here, that I don't have a lot of experience with the religions or the gods types. But as we travel and I start hearing things, I would like to offer a prayer of sorts, and I don't know how to do that.
To Gond? Is he good? Because I really only know how to do Gond stuff. Toe should be better for more.
Is this someone that you trust?
It's the only one I trust.
Okay, then that's good enough for me.
Well, then we're going the wrong direction. And I pull on his hair, or I guess like, did Dragonborn have hair?
Just
Yeah,
Ratatouille him.
Towards the smithy instead.
Okay. I've also got 2 horns, so you can.
There you go, that works. Guide you that. We're going the wrong way. We don't go to church.
Head towards the smithy then.
I sit down and just grab some like pig iron or something along those lines, something non-precious, and throw it in the smelter. And I go, right, well that's melting down. I want you to think of anything that you hold dear, something that is something you're growing towards, that you would die for, something that offers hope, something that offers you comfort and serenity, or possibly, discord if you're somebody with a tragic past, but something that gives you an idler focus.
And I reach into my pouch, and like hearing you say something like an idol of focus, I pull out 5 silver pieces and what appears to be an iron locket with both pictures that have been like kind of torn out. I'm gonna say, okay, now what?
Okay, well then let's actually make this easy. You don't have to draw it so much. Take out a piece of parchment and be like, right, draw that, what you've got there, just trace around him on that piece of paper.
Okay. And done.
Alright, and take that, put it over the sand or clay that they utilize to make molds and whatnot, and just basically like scoop those bits out. And I'd be like, right, here, take this, and I put this great big metal, like, I can't remember what they're called, but the really long saucepans. And place the crucible in it, be like, right, think about that while you're pouring it into the molds.
Okay. I'm thinking. What should I be thinking about, though?
The things you were talking about, the things that offer you serenity, the idols worship, that kind of stuff. Think about those as you're pouring it into the molds.
Okay.
Okay, now we wait for about 2.5 hours.
Do you want to do like some target practice in the meantime?
No, this is very
No.
This is not praying.
The 2.5 hours of reflection. Okay.
Alright, you stay here and do that. As soon as that's cooled, break open those clay molds, and I'll be back.
Okay.
And I'll pitter-patter off. Actually, probably to the any kind of storeroom or something that they have, just looking for a piece of twine or rope or cord. Actually, not rope. Something closer to cord or
There's
something
leather cord
I'm-
that's like easy to work with. Oh yeah.
perfect. 2.5 hours and paddle back.
I'm-
Right.
I'm like half asleep. Ugh. I finished reflecting approximately 2 hours and 28 minutes ago.
All right, break it open. Pull up the. It looks to be like 5 circles around like this weird oblong in the center. It just looks like terrible. Just just shit.
Flash lines and everything everywhere.
Yeah, just Derek's like, it's like, this is shit. Done a terrible job. And wraps the cord around it, and then like wraps it around your wrist. So, like, and goes, there you go. And every time that you want to reflect on the things that are most important to you when you make a decision, or when you go into battle, or when you do anything, you can just look at that hunk of shit idol that you've got around your wrist there, and that's all that praying is. It's creating faith out of literally nothing. And pig iron.
I try and jingle
money.
it because they were talking about bells earlier, and I'm a little concerned that like I'm now the jingle target, so I could try and.
It clangs against your armor a little bit, but like it doesn't seem like a. It's not like bells were made. It's nowhere near as loud or as like obvious as that.
Okay.
So don't feel you have to go to a church to like pray. You can do it anywhere as long as you got that thing.
What kinds of things do you normally pray for?
Extensions?
Like hair?
No. Work order extensions. Anyway, that'll be 8 copper.
What? I just paid 5 silver.
It's not free. No, you did pay 5 silver. You just traced around it.
But I brought you here.
No, I brought you here.
You rode on my shoulders.
I steered you here.
I am the steed that arrives.
Yeah, you're the steed.
You pay me then. I'm the carriage.
Do you pay your horse when it takes you to town?
Yeah, I feed it.
Well, come on, we'll get you some grub after you pay me 8 copper.
4.
The pig iron. It's not free. Look, I went out of my way here. We didn't fill out any paperwork on this.
So did I, apparently. I went to the temple
If you spilled
first.
that on the ground, right, and we had to clean that up, that was a whole thing. If you'd have burned yourself, who's liable in this situation? Me. I
You.
took a huge risk doing this.
What risk?
You could have burned yourself, and then we would have to alter the plan.
How?
Well, if you burn your hand off, you're not going to be able to hold that great big fucking sword. Look, I've gone to many different. I've gone to many different religions. You can keep it for free if you want, but what I've learned is that if you don't pay money, God doesn't listen to you.
Well, if that's the case, then I'd better pay extra, and I'll give you 9 copper.
A tip.
Just a measly little one.
And I'll leave the 2 copper in like wherever they keep their money, or on like the ledge or something like that, or next to the pig iron to pay them for the pig iron.
Yep.
You told me this thing was 8 copper.
Labor costs.
Mama, as they're wrapping up this conversation, Mother Corrin approaches you as the crew is kind of like strapping up and getting ready to head out. You have done much, and I'm afraid you might still have much more to do. But I know that you are... I know that if you don't make it back from the Grove, that was always going to be one of the possible outcomes that maybe is even ideal. But I don't think anything good will come of you falling there. And she holds out a small clay tablet with the sigil of Saloon on it. This will bring you back to the temple. If things go terribly, please use it.
How many people does it bring back?
1.
Yeah.
Told that thing's only worth 8 copper, so you could probably just kind of sell it if you need the money.
I will take this tablet, but you have to know is that there are those in our party whose lives are worth far more than mine. I think that they also deserve that chance.
Mama, we've only got 2 of them. We give them to our outriders, our travelers, when folks like Brea, when they go out ranging and they do works for us.
And with
Molly,
your
go ahead,
permission,
go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
okay. Where's my persuasion? There it is. Yes, that's a dirty 20.
Oh, with the dirty 20, she gives that explanation and she says, Mama, you better make it worth it. And when you all get out of there safe, I want you to return both of them. All right?
I will.
And she retreats back into the temple and draws another one that she's probably not allowed to.
If we could rewind briefly, I wanted to try to find penance the night before. We left, or the morning. We're getting ready to leave at some point.
Hello? High Priest?
Yes, my name is Antosha. I don't know that we formally met, but I had some questions, that I was wondering if you might answer. The first one is related to our trip somewhat. I've recently learned that there's not many in my church, myself included, that draw their powers from the divine sort of spaces, and I understand that you do. I've only met two others, I guess, in my time. One who travels with me and my mentor. But I think their powers might be a little different from yours. We have need of talking to Talia's corpse, and I don't know if we have any in our party who can help with that. I was wondering if that was a power that you have. Again, I don't really know how the divine magics work, so maybe I'm wrong in asking this.
I'll be honest, the nature of divine magic is the moon gives me my strength. It is a gift. I would be lying if I said I truly understood where it came from beyond faith, or much about it. But what specifically would you like to understand?
Well, yeah, it's interesting that you say that. It actually sounds a little more similar to my powers than I guess I had thought. I'm wondering if you have a way of speaking with those who have died or passed at all.
It's something that I've seen done some time ago, before I came out this way. Before I was drawn in by the moon. I can't, myself.
Do you mind if I ask? You said you were drawn in by the moon. How did you know you were right to listen to that draw? How did you know that your faith was... How did you choose Saloon and know it was the right choice?
Well, some folks... I made a lot of wrong decisions for a long time, and sometimes you get used to it. You get used to feeling, and he kind of uh, pulls out a small coin that he fiddles, and this coin has, uh, it almost looks like a little, like, it's just a little gold coin, but it's got a hole stamped in it, and it's got three little throngs of different colored leather braided together. And he just sort of rubs it and stares at it, and he just says, I made a lot of wrong decisions, and I think that she was there when nothing else was. Found myself in a gutter looking up at the moon, and it just felt right, like nothing else had. I ain't proud of everything I did, and I ain't proud of everything I am today. But I'm working on getting there, and I feel like I can only do that with her. I think for me it was when I found myself with nothing else, she was there, and has been since.
Thank you for sharing that. I don't feel like I've had the chance to make many choices in my life yet. But I hope that I'm able to make them and that they'll put me on the right path someday too.
Well, moon bless. May she guide you. Anything else before you all go to scout out the spot?
I give Callie one of the tablets.
Wow. Yeah. Too kind. Feels
The
a
other
little
one-
like overwhelmed with like the trust and responsibility everyone's given. Like, you have to survive it. You're taking care of all this. So, like, but you no. Okay, sorry, Mom.
I'm gonna give the other one to Antosha. Maybe against my better judgment. But I feel like it's a toss-up between Alar and Antosha. But I feel like Tosha might help Alar's sister. All that research being done and whatnot. Don't know. It's kind of sticky, Callie, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Real mire, Mama. Hopefully we don't have to use either of these.
Yeah,
I'll keep
well,
it safe.
your lips to Saloon's ears. That's the hope.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That's overly kind.
I'm gonna wait until after we scout to give to Antosha. So.
All right. So the team sets out to scout. What time are you setting out? Are you setting out to get there during the day, or are you setting out to get there at night?
I feel like we should set out during the day because, as far as I remember, they said there's like a bunch of monsters that also roam around through here, and we don't know how long it'll take to get through those.
Yeah. And you set out. Some of the rangers and other guardians of the mountain have sort of come through and tried to clear you a path through here. So it is, it'll take 4-ish hours to get there. It has been somewhat cleared. And we'll say you actually arrive with the support of those folks who kind of cleared the path. You're on kind of an upper level of the mountain coming towards it, and you can look down and see there's this sort of clouds and air kind of swirling, almost as though smoke and mist, dark and light clouds swirling around this maybe 500 foot across area. That maybe that seems to be the grove. Mama, you've seen it from a distance. Never had any reason to get closer than this. you can see where it's very heavy, and you can even see lightning kind of striking around the outside, despite the fact that it is a clear day. As you approach here, the air gets heavy and cold, gains a chill, and the sun itself seems to dim as you get closer. And you can't see into this ring of clouds, but you can see that there is an area in the southeast corner where you can actually see some stones in a tree kind of through the mist, where it seems like the mist itself is a little thinner than it is in most of the area. From up here, the entire shelf that it's on, there are some small dead shrubs and trees around the outside of the mist that seem to struggle to grow. And as you get like further and further away from it, you start to see grasses and small shrubs that still have buds, and some larger trees that look like they're struggling to grow but are able to at least stay alive more and more as you get further away from it.
All right. Well, we were looking for a place that seemed thinner to go in, so
This is
find
it.
one. Yeah.
Now, you all seem like you've traveled through this kind of veil or mist before. What kinds of things should I be expecting?
Well, we've pushed through a veil before, but what's on the side of this one is totally different. We've heard monsters, walking lantern tree, but otherwise we've not.
I'm talking just like the feeling of passing through this. Is
Oh.
it just like?
Do you remember when you were born?
Clearly.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
You push through the membrane of the egg sac. It's kind of hard to breathe for a hot second. Come
I wasn't-
rupturing out on the other side.
wasn't
Just
an egg. I wasn't an egg.
There's a brief moment as you're going through, as your entire existence narrows down to a single point, and you feel your body crushed into nothingness so that it can pull you through from one location to another. It's pretty rough, but you know, you get used to
like
it.
birth.
As you two are like describing this, you see Penance looking a little uneasy.
And
Look, the last time we went through this, oh sorry, you go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm glad I traveled with you guys. This is an amazing experience. I can't wait to be crushed into a small point of nothingness.
Yeah. Look, the last time we went through, we found a dragon skeleton and a bunch of demon spiders. So this will be an improvement.
Well,
Maybe.
I'm
But
gonna,
with it, all four of you just went.
I will take our chances with a blight tree versus Lolth. I don't think we were gonna make that one.
At level 3,
Hey,
you'd have been
Mark.
fine.
Honey, you gotta stop putting your foot in your mouth when it comes to enemies. Lord.
Speaking of which, before we go in, I'm gonna go off to the side for a hot second and just say a quick prayer to Krellin. Just like, hey bud, been a while since we talked. Namely the time I pretended to be
Hey,
one of your
bud.
priests. Please don't still be mad about that.
it's like any prayer that starts with "Hey, bud."
It's not quite that informal, but you know, he's not like a
bud.
devout believer. It's just like, hey, if we could not fuck up, that would be great. And then we'll come back.
Dear Jesus, I swear I'll start believing in you if this one thing happens. Is what this reminds me of.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what's the plan? Are you planning to push in during the day or wait until the evening so you can try and
Talk to the Banshee?
talk to the Banshee?
I vote we go in during the day because even then we can wait.
Clear path.
Yeah.
Arnie
I mean,
thinks that
unless we're
birds-
right on the tree. We don't know. Okay.
Do we know if we can come back through it?
You know it takes a full minute to push through.
Do we want to send a scout?
Not. Are you saying Arnie or Val?
Arnie,
Oh.
How
How will he know?
I'm going to
Can he
show
talk?
you how to use a familiar.
how are you getting him back?
He's just going to walk in, walk back out, and draw me a picture.
Can he
He can
draw?
draw?
I don't know. He'll figure it out.
Okay,
Why don't-
go for it.
I mean, we could also just compromise and just wait till like evening, like getting dusky, and then.
Now, fuck it. I volunteer myself.
Go for it.
I got the backpack. Nate, I'm scouting
All right.
with
Uh,
Arnie.
Are you going to attempt to scout stealthily?
I mean, yeah, you know what? We'll say sure,
You
but
could guidance yourself before stealthing.
yeah, we're still at
want me to do it?
disadvantage. No,
Huh?
no. Arnie and I got this. All right, Arnie first. He's also disadvantage, I think, right?
First kill of the night. First kill of the night.
She should have had the stats up. No, not the cranberry salt. All right. He doesn't have disadvantage. Only me. All right. Well, Arnie, what is your? Well,
Ernie's gonna outlive us all.
Well, he doesn't have disadvantage, but he also has a negative modifier. So little column A, little column B. So it's an 18 minus 2. He gets a 16. And then with the disadvantage for good old me, oh wow, also an 18 and an 8. So that is the total on the disadvantage to a 10.
Did you guidance?
No, that was smart.
Yep. All right. And go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw as you pass through the barrier.
Can do. That one I can do. What am I at? +7? Let's go. 16 plus 7. That's a 23. Does Arnie need one too?
Arnie does as well.
What's your wisdom? -2. You're great, Arnie. You're great.
He
Arnie gets
is
a
a
10
zombie.
minus 2 for an 8.
All right. So Arnie with an 8, it takes him a full minute to shamble through this barrier. Derek is actually able to do it in 2 rounds in 12 seconds. So you know that if you make a save, you can get out pretty quickly. You're just afraid that you'll be a sitting duck to anyone who might attack you for those 2 rounds. When you pass back through, you'll have to make the save again. So.
Got it.
But you find yourself
Oh, finally, I found myself?
You're muted, Nate.
you find yourself in the southeast corner of the Memory Grove, the would-be Memory Grove. If you see blackness, go down into the right.
It kicked me out a little bit ago and I totally forgot to log back in. Doing that. The good news is I did actually remember my password. Or rather, I reset it at the start of the session.
Proud of you.
Excellent. But yeah, you find yourself in just the southern corner. Go ahead and move yourself onto the map once you're in.
Will do.
Did we pick a time? Like, are we here at like dusk? Is that where we're at right now?
I believe Derek was scouting during the day.
Okay.
That was my understanding.
Well, yeah, I couldn't understand why we wouldn't just go in, but there was hesitation, so Derek's scouting.
Can you clarify? I
It
think
took us
I'm
an
a
hour
little.
and a half to get before the fight.
I think I'm a little confused about daylight versus nighttime rules. So the Banshee we know is out at night, correct?
Nate, I'm so
And
sorry.
not out during the day. Does the time of day affect our ability to parlay with Talia's body at all?
Maybe.
Unconfirmed. What was that, Patty?
I am still getting full black screen.
On the far bottom right.
On the far bottom, on the far bottom, let's go all the way over to the right. Ah, there we go, way down there. Okay, yep, sec. For some reason, they said southwest earlier.
You're on the northwest side of the mountain. You can enter this grove from the southeast corner.
There's Derek.
Excellent.
I don't have a token for. But
Well, I'll add you one while we talk through this.
sounds great.
So you enter here. It's swirling and misty. It's actually a little hard. Like there's just this low or moderate like wind sound that's kind of whipping, and it feels very cold, unusually cold. And from within this area, You can see there's these big dead trees. There are some stones, and you can see just like little wisps of black and white sort of mist or smoke coming off of them. And it's actually fairly thick with trees, and with the mist, you can't really see much further than about 30 or 40 feet in any given direction.
Hmm. Hmm. There we go. I got an already. This is the 30, 40 feet in any given direction is because of the mist. It's not because of darkness, right?
Correct.
Oh, that's Arnie.
Yeah, he gets that a lot. He gets that a lot. Also, my roll 20 is like super slowed down for some reason.
Make sure you turn on hardware acceleration.
Turn on?
Yeah.
You can message me on Discord how to do that, and I will.
You also might want to try it on Firefox rather Chrome. Chrome's been being weird last couple months.
I am on Chrome.
Yeah.
I'm torn right now between like seeing if I can get an eye on where this thing is versus not wanting to accidentally engage something. So first things first, because he sucks at it, I'm gonna send Arnie back through the veil. Second thing second. I don't want to spend 10 minutes to cast. I'll just see if I can see if this mist is magical or can be dispelled. Oh, does that last? An hour? Well. Can I try climbing a tree?
Yeah.
But that's probably not going to increase my vision at all, though, is it? It's still going to be a 30-foot. Like, how low to the ground is this mist? Is it a wall? Like, does it go up to the trees? Or is it like.
It goes at least 30 feet above you. But you can see.
Climbing a tree is not going to give me any kind of advantage?
Probably not. Just based off of how you see this. And when you approach from the outside, it's the tear that this is in is roughly a dome, and it seems to go about 90 feet high. But you get the impression, just with your knowledge of kind of religion and otherworldly beings and places, that this is like loosely tied to another place, and that's what's causing this mist.
That makes sense. Well, then yeah, then I guess I'm going back after Arnie.
All right.
Oh! Sorry, my browser just relaunched itself and I didn't know acceleration.
Cool.
But I'm still here.
All right. Cool. You step out. You have a little bit more knowledge of what exactly is going on in there. But after that brief scout, we're actually going to pause there to take a 10-minute, and then we'll come back and see what the party's doing about the current situation. So, be back in roughly 10.
Can't wait to die.
Yay!
Can't wait to kill him.
Oh.
All right, and we're back. So Derek has gone on a brief scouting mission. Ember's only, what you doing?
I relay the information about the wisdom saving throw, that it's possible to get through at a more expeditious rate if you are a wise individual such as myself. And at that moment, Arnie comes through 40 seconds later, presumably upside down, and just kind of flops onto the ground.
Good to know. I mean, I
Is
say
this
we
a
head in.
is this a situation where like we can't hear on the other side of the veil?
Yeah, if you
Yes.
approach the veil, you hear just like strong wind, like you're standing next to a tornado.
I explain the planar aspect almost as well when I'm describing the winds. So to be able to hear through would be basically hearing between magical domains.
Okay.
You're not actually 5 feet to the other side.
I'm
Well,
gonna
you are,
start.
but well.
I'm gonna start pushing my way through then.
Yeah, nothing immediately threatened him, so make our way through.
Yep.
Careful.
Going through in the daytime?
May as
Yes.
well, like either we spend our time outside the dome waiting, or like we can always try to
We're
get
gonna
back
have
out.
to
I guess.
find her. Yeah.
Yeah. We have no idea where they're located.
So then we're doubling down on daytime, yes?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I need wisdom saving throws from everybody as you pass through.
That's the only natural 20 I'll get is on the useless wisdom saving throw.
16 for Derek, net 20 for Arnie. He's figured it out on the third time through.
15 for Tosha.
18 for Mama.
Diet 20 for Callie.
So Callie and Arnie make it through in 12 seconds. Everyone else takes the full minute to get through.
Out of curiosity, how bad is it if you rolled a nat 1? I got a 2, but how bad would it be on a nat 1?
It's just, it might take you like a minute plus one round.
Okay. That's not too bad.
You're just like an extra hair behind everybody else.
You come out, but you're facing backwards. Like, I don't even.
It's like a revolving door. You go in, come out on the same side. You're like, fuck!
All right, then bring yourselves into the map.
People are forgetting how to do that in the side. You can go to your journal and pull your character sheet on. To the
Trying to
screen.
get to the edge of the map.
Yeah.
If it's real laggy, do that settings change that Tom's posted.
Yeah, it's a huge map.
There we go.
Oops, Kelly. Come on, Val. Stop being stubborn. Yeah. There he is.
All right, and that's not a demon next to you. I just don't have a tiefling for penance.
Demon.
Rude. All right, so you're here. What's the plan?
I mean, is there anything that I perceive about the area around us? I know I can't see anything, but can I hear or sense anything?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I always forget my perception.
Nate, can I have an Arnie?
Oh, that's a dirty 20.
If you check your journal, you should have a zombie in there you can drop in.
Ah. Thanks.
Dirty 20. So just barely over the ruckus of the wind, you hear heavy creaking to the north and west in the direction of presumably the center of this grove. But you also hear light twigs moving at first you think maybe something's walking around, but you don't hear twigs cracking. It sounds like small bits of wood tick-tacking against other small bits of wood as though small scuttling.
Possibly those little twig branch things that we have to destroy if we don't want the tree to be as resistant.
Right.
I'm gonna cast a mage armor on myself after we have stepped into this area.
Sounds
Good
fair.
call. I cast protection from energy. Guess which one I'm doing?
Cold.
Lightning.
Fire.
Ice. Lightning.
The only
Cast.
downside of going in the day that I can determine is that if the
No, it's not.
tree picks us up early, and then we have to kite it around if the ghost isn't up until nighttime, so we'd have to like try to leave. That's the only downside. So either we explore and kind of figure things out, or
We
camp.
can kite it for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well-
realistically, you only need like 8. You can cut it for
Right.
8 hours.
Do we want to go out and come back in at nighttime? I know so we can't talk to it unless it's the banshee, right?
We don't
Just
know.
don't-
Right.
To the duck.
We don't
Well-
know. But I would imagine it's hard to parlay with the corpse if its spirit isn't anywhere present. I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a lot of habit with that.
We want to leave and come back in 6 hours.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we leave
We
and
all
come back in
come in,
6
we all
hours.
go out.
All right.
Fast forward.
I was to be fair, I wasn't sure what the inside would look like or how much visibility we'd have, but like seeing what we're seeing right now, I don't want to risk it.
That was the point of Derek.
All right. Vloop, fast forward 6 hours. You just walk in. It is dark. Outside, those of you without dark vision, I think one of you,
Suckers.
would have been struggling a little bit, but in here, given the mist, it doesn't really seem like anybody's at more of a disadvantage than anyone else.
Oh, buddy.
I need to destroy this dice because it rolled a 2 on the wisdom save to go in and a 1 on the wisdom save to go out.
Oh, right. We got to roll those again, or are you just
You
gonna
don't-
let us pass?
I'll let you
I
pass.
just did it
there's
for
no,
fun,
There's
but-
no,
Okay.
there's no penalty at this point for being fast or slow. If you need to get out of here in a hurry, it'll matter a lot more.
Sure.
But as you sort of discovered earlier, the DC to get in and out is 20. If you hit a dirty 20 or better, you can pass through in 2 turns. And if you hit anything lower than that, it will take you a full minute and you'll be a sitting duck for 10 rounds.
can I go back and say I didn't cast that mage armor
Yeah,
instead of
well-
actually going in?
Sounds good.
Yeah, makes sense.
Ditto.
Yeah, also sounds good.
Well, stick together until we find the tree.
And
Or the corpse.
who are you hitting with that protection from energy, Derek?
Me.
Just checking. Just checking. Sounds good.
That's right.
Before we go in this time,
Not Artie.
I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna ask Callie if I can borrow your arrows for a hot second, and then I'll put wyvern poison on 4 of them.
Ooh, thank you.
Since it'll last like this is right before we go in, so it'll last like the hour or whatever we're doing
Yep.
stuff. I don't remember how long it takes for it to dry out, but I think it's a while for like big poisons.
I would say until the next long rest.
Oh, yay! Thanks.
If you need more,
Mhm.
we'll go from that. But you have that scroll of swift quiver, so I'm
Yep.
looking forward to a round of 4 arrows with all wyvern poison. So, oh, the first one worked. I'm very much looking forward to that. All right, I'm out.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
Cool. Well, we're all on the board, so
Yeah.
what's the plan?
let's see.
Bless you.
I'm gonna let Val kind of stay back with Alar, because I don't think he'll benefit approaching the dragon or approaching the princess anyway. So Callie's gonna do her job and kind of start to scout ahead. Maybe head like up this way because Mama thought she heard noise to the northwest, so kind of head that way,
All right.
nice and slow.
You have passed out trace up, right? You mentioned that you
No.
wanted to do that. Okay.
So no, I only have so many spell slots, and that only lasts for an hour. So I'm gonna use it when we're specifically like veering off from the group to get to the body.
Okay. In that case, just to make it so that we don't all die, can
Right.
we do guidance on Callie now before Callie goes, so that Callie has a
Mhm.
bonus to any like stealth check?
Do we want to just pass without a trace? I mean,
I'm-
we're gonna. It
I'm
lasts an
not
hour.
no one. I have guidance.
I know. I'm just asking. Can we do that?
I
How long
mean,
does it
sure,
last?
okay. I will put on Pass Without a Trace. It lasts for an hour. You guys have to stay within a 30-foot radius of me, I think. 10-foot radius? 30 feet of me, yeah. Okay, fine. We'll burn it.
Well, it's not really burning because even if like you run into the tree first, if the tree doesn't recognize you, that's a plus.
Yep.
All right. So we've got Tosha and Callie heading north. Mama, are you heading with that crew?
I am.
Corpse crew? That's a terrible name. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'm in crew distraction, but are we all heading in together right now because the Pass Without a Trace is up and then splinter off
Yeah.
later?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, because we don't know
agree.
if there's other beasts. Oh, okay.
As the crew gathers up here, particularly when your new dragonborn friend and the zombie kind of step up to that upper corner, you feel the ground shift as you hear some great thing wrench and move as though wood ripping, moving some 100 and something feet to the northeast of you, and lets out just northwest. I'll learn them eventually. I still have a thing up here that has the arrows. But you hear this thing move and let out a great groan, just as the two of them kind of get to their position. And I do need initiative from everybody.
Well, that was fast. All right.
Fuck.
Well, we don't waste any time, do we?
We were gonna have Mom and some in a Fae. We just haven't planned for that, so that's gonna okay.
Right.
Does
And I will
Arnie-
need after initiative, I'll take your stealth rolls because I know you grouped up specifically for stealthing.
Does Arnie go on my turn? Does he get his own initiative?
Arnie goes, we'll say on your turn.
Wait, you know what? I think it actually specifies in the spell.
Yeah, let's have him go on your turn because it's a pain in the ass to add him to the initiative and keep track of it.
Fair enough. Arnie, I promise you if you survive this one, I'll get you a weapon.
Okay, Tosha.
12.
Alar.
19.
Mama.
11.
Derek.
12.
Callie.
42.
Well, damn.
Oh, those dexterous characters.
Durakus.
13.
We have an 11, 12, and 13. Let's go. Backup team.
And Penance. What you got? Ooh, that's a solid 10. All right, so Callie, you hear something moving in the distance, and you hear that like skittering sound that you had heard previously, kind of like intensifies, and some things are on the move. But it is your turn, your first to act, as you see that something has, at minimum, sensed that there are things around.
Okay. Well, sadly, there's only one rock to hide behind, but I'm gonna try to move up a little bit and try to get eyes. I'm also looking in the trees because I heard that there's like rootlings or something. So 5, 10, maybe 15. Just to try to increase my vision a little bit, and then I'm gonna, I guess, like crouch down and try to use my elven ability to like blend.
So,
Yeah.
sounds good. So go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Okay. I had rolled a 12 plus 9, which is a 21 plus the 10 from Pass Without Trace, 31.
Sounds good. And yeah, with your elven ability, you can essentially walk kind of out in the open because you're partially obscured by this like smoky mist. So you won't have to go, say, tree to tree and rock to rock in order to stay hidden.
Oh, yay.
And that wasn't your action because you were already like setting up to hide. So is there a different action that you would like to take?
No, I'm already hidden. I don't want to I'm gonna use this. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna pull my bow for now. And just kind of like have an arrow knocked, but like even if the tree shows up, I don't want to shoot it. I just want to have it ready in case there's like a thing, like a different thing. If that's cool.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Oh god, sorry. I'm trying to manage the map and I hit the wrong button. All right, good enough. And you hear the shriek of a woman enraged come from near the center of the grove as well. And you hear the soft moan of some sort of spirit moving in your direction.
I hate all of it. I hate all of it so much. I guess, if we're that close to the spirit and she's already active, I guess I'm gesturing for Mama to, move with me a little bit more than she might have. That's it.
All right. Alar.
Okay. That is the Twitch stream and not the Roll20 page. There we go. The movement and the sense of wrenching roots came from roughly the center of this area.
Yes.
Okay. I
Ooh,
am
actually, this will probably impact your turn.
okay.
On initiative count 20, going last, you see. Some of you see.
No.
Sprouting up from the ground, a small twig-like creature. It appears to be rotten. It has these black mushrooms growing on it, and appears about 10 feet from Callie.
Okay.
You hear several of these kind of in the distance arise. It sounds like, well, actually, Callie and Mama, with your passive perceptions, sounds like you would count out, because they make a distinctive sound as they're rising. It sounds like about 10 of them.
Nate.
Yes.
From what we heard previously, the implication is if you attack the tree, Ghost freaks out, gets sensitive. The twig thingamajigs are not the tree. They're not extensions of the... Okay.
You don't know for certain, but they seem to be separate from... They don't actually look like they're the same sort of material as at least these other trees you're seeing here. You don't think they're an extension of the tree itself. They are kind of like self-standing.
Okay. If they're not an extension of the tree itself. I got a 35 on the stealth check with Pass Without Trace, because I also have advantage thanks to the shoes of the dude of the tree. The shoes of the tree we're gonna go kill.
Shoes of the
And
dude.
I am going to bull rush this thing. And let's go from stealth. Like it comes up right next to Callie.
About 10 feet from her, yep.
Yeah. And Callie doesn't have any cover, so like Callie's blending in with the trees and stuff, right?
Callie's actually blending in, like in the mist, kind of like ducks down, and you can't see her anymore. But you know roughly where she was.
I'll put this to the how fuck is medding.
Just do it. I love you as a person. You can't
Cool.
make a mistake.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and kill the blight, or try to.
Wait, no.
All right, Nate. I slip up behind the blight, and I'm the only thing within whatever with it, and hopefully I was stealthed, and a 35 works because I'm gonna stab it in the butt. That is gonna be a 22 to hit.
Yes. Very.
Great. You know, you made it sound like these things were definitely gonna kill us. I am still concerned.
I mean, they might still. So.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. That's gonna be 14 plus 5, 19 plus 4, 23 damage from the rapier.
Oh, is it just 23?
I got sneak attack off. It's what I'm supposed to do.
All right. So you hit it. Because you strike it and kill it, it just splits apart. But as it splits apart, those little black mushrooms burst out in a cloud. And everyone within 10 feet of it, which is you and Callie, need to give me a Constitution saving throw against poison. It is an inhaled poison.
So it's a harmful gas or vapor?
It is a harmful gas or vapor, yes.
You're
Yay, my
immune, right?
thingy!
Oh, you have the necklace of adaptation?
Advantage, which
Oh,
I will
okay.
happily take.
Tosha's immune, you're resistant. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and I'm gonna use a different die.
And I'm Derek.
You are Derek. Knight. That is gonna be a 16 to not die horribly
That's such a weird accent.
and
That
turn
was
into
a-
a zombie.
Hey,
was a
every
choice.
farmer in the country that I come from sounds like that.
Yeah, so 19, you take no damage and have no ill effects. Callie?
Mine
Oh,
wasn't
no,
as
sorry.
good. He
Mine
said
was
16,
a
right?
16.
Oh, yours was 16.
Yeah, not a 19.
Same.
Okay, cool.
Oh, mine was a 17, and I feel much better now.
Okay, yeah. Both good.
Y'all are getting cringy over 16s and 17s. My motherfucking ass is happy when I roll double digits.
Dude, I got +1. I just rolled well. I got lucky.
We were always just like, oh, it's not that great. It's an 18. It's like the fuck.
On checks, yeah. Saves. I'm happy to not get 0.
I don't know, guys. I rolled a 35 on my stealth. They may have seen me.
Oh, I didn't think they saw me. I'm worried about the rest of you fuckers.
And you hear thump, thump, thump as heavy footfalls or material strike the ground. And something is on the move.
Okay. I'm going to move over. Yeah. I'm going to try to just get low in the mist, if at all possible. Try to put something between me and whatever's coming. Oh, there's like a little shrub there. That's perfect. And I'll go ahead and use my bonus action to stealth again. Cool. That is going to be a 34.
Okay.
Look, Rangers are cool.
Rangers are cool.
And you give me advantage boots.
Both are true.
Weird. Ever since we encountered this grove, it seems like everything's got blind sense. It's so weird.
I'm waiting for that.
I can see in the dark now.
Nice. Awesome. That's really cool.
Before I was looking in the back of my own skull, so it's an improvement overall.
All right. So that was a move. What can you do after you move? Oh, I do need everybody's stealth now. Sorry, I didn't take a chance to get that from everyone.
We are past still, right?
You are passed
Yes.
without a trace still. I have Callie's, I have Alar's. So go ahead and give me Beefy yours.
20. That was with disadvantage because I'm in scale mail
Oh, right.
Yep.
or chainmail.
All right. Mama?
Mine was a nat 20.
Damn, for a total of what?
20.
There we go.
30, because of pass without a trace.
Oh, awesome. I
Yeah, how
forget
much
that
do you
adds.
add for pass without a trace? Plus 10.
10.
Oh,
Tosha?
Which was very good.
Yeah, mine is still fucking terrible. 14.
I bet you Arnie's got your beat.
Derek?
Derek got a 23 with Pass Without a Trace.
Excuse
Arnie,
me, DM. I goofed that. That's a 13.
still, Arnie got a 12.
Excellent. I was waiting for Arnie to get like a 9 with pass without a trace. Okay.
Yes.
He's at a -2.
So,
And he rolled a 4.
that was its turn. Actually, yeah, it's going to use its action to... Who can it see? What is your passive?
Does the tree offer us extra stealth? With the exception of poor Arnie, who's out there with him.
I was going to say that the tree is the thing you're mostly stealthing behind, the tree and the rock, because you have to be, like, behind something.
Arnie's pretending to be a tree.
Yeah, it's going to use its lightning discharge out to 120 feet.
Get low for that.
And that's going to be at Tosha.
No.
So you see, coming from the mist, because you can't see it yet, coming from the mist, just this bolt of lightning comes crackling through right at Tosha. And Tosha, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Missed it. Save.
I just realized I still have the chill music on and not the boss fight music.
Ooh, I just realized I forgot to rewatch the stream.
7.
7. Okay.
Uh-oh.
This isn't a situation I can use shield for. Am I accurate in thinking that?
Correct, this is a-
check?
This is a save. It's not making an attack at you. It rolls perfectly average for 31 lightning damage.
Wow.
Okay.
But
I'm
it
gonna use my what you call it?
Tides of Chaos.
Tides of Chaos to try to reroll that. Nat 20 for a total of 20.
Ooh.
You take 15 points of lightning damage.
Much better number.
But that is its turn. It can't use the rest of its multi-attack because no one's in range that it can see. Durakus, that's your turn.
So there's no enemies on the screen that I can see.
You saw where the lightning came from. It's presumably somewhat close in that direction, but yeah, you can't really
Okay.
see anyone.
Can you speak on anyone's turn?
Briefly.
Time for the split.
Yeah, you can say that.
All right. Nate, remind me. Bonus action to use a potion?
No. Believe that's an action.
That's full action? Okay. I'm going to use my action to drink my fancy potion.
Okay. Potion of heroism down the gullet.
Correct. So that's
Good potion.
10 additional hit points there. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15. Do I see anything from here?
You see. Oh, it's so natural to reveal. Anyway, you see another one of those little twig blights off to the left, but
Okay.
you don't see whatever did that lightning thing.
Well, as a bonus action, I do nothing. And I'm just going to like stay here and kind of like hold my sword in like a moderately defensive, but not a full defensive action.
Are
'cause
you are you remaining in stealth while you move out there?
Yeah. So then that'd be my full movement.
Okay. Cool.
Good point. I'm just chilling right there.
All right. You hear a rustle of wood and twigs, and you see this rotten needle blight start making its way towards the group. That's the reveal button. Okay, and that's about the best it can do. As it's going towards Penance, who also got a 13. You hear a rustling of other twigs as it seems like some things are moving around out in the space. Tosha, it's your turn.
All right, so I want to ask a question, and you can tell me if this is going to take an action for me to figure out or not. But essentially, Tosha's trying to figure out the benefit of casting blur on themselves potentially, but that does not work on creatures that have blind sight or true sight or anything like that. So my question is, does it seem that these creatures that are like moving around us, like, can I tell if they are like seem to be looking at us, and like that this attack was fired at something that I could see? Like, I was obviously just hit by this lightning strike. I don't think I saw like where that came from, but I'm trying to determine, because it seemed like we were fairly well hidden. Do these things still seem to know where we are regardless of, our ability to hide, or does it seem like they're seeing something or some other way of sensing?
It seems like vision is not the way that they are sensing, but it also seems like whatever they're using to sense you, it's not omnipotent. You were not front of the pack, but you were attacked, and you are aware that you are probably sticking out more than most of your allies. So whatever it's using to sense you, it seems like stealthing does help, but it also seems like vision is probably not what it's relying on if it could see you from how far away it must have attacked.
All right. Next question. I heard what Derek said about splitting off, and I heard movement of something that seemed like large and tree-like in the distance. Can I tell which direction and how far I heard that noise coming from, like roughly?
I mean, the lightning that struck you seemed to have come from that same direction. The distance, if you want to take your action to try and listen and pinpoint where this creature might be, I can give you a distance, but it will take some focus and your action to find it.
Fair enough. Given that, I think I'm just going to move as far as I can, in the direction of that creature, since we're supposed to be splintering off to kind of try to distract it. So
Are you going to? Are you going to? Are you going to break stealth since you were clearly spotted?
yeah, I don't think that's really doing much for me at this point. So yes. So yeah, I'm gonna use my movement. I should still be within the stealth for whatever that's worth. I think that circle is the range of the pass without a trace. Is that right? That I'm seeing.
The blue one, yeah.
Alrighty, and then I am going to go ahead and cast firebolt at the twig blight that I can see.
All right, go ahead. You are attacking with disadvantage because you haven't taken an action to focus on it.
That's correct. Uh, 14 to hit.
14 hits. These don't
Alrighty.
seem like tough little things. There's just a lot of them.
All right, so that's gonna take 7 points of fire damage. Does it count as a flammable object?
We'll say yes.
All right, then it ignites.
Great. Yeah, it's just a burning little set of twigs, and you notice that when you hit it with fire and the fire catches, it actually does not give off its poison cloud. It seems like different types of damage might be able to negate that effect.
Awesome.
I wish we should invent a way to cock the backpack.
Derek, it's your turn.
Alright, little buddy. Just like we planned. And I'm gonna toss Arnie his only weapon, which is one of the ammunition for the backpack. It does not have a crystallized essence of death in it, just so you know. And he holds it above his head and breaks stealth and just goes screaming 40 feet west. And I yell to Tosha, when you hear the bells stop jingling, that's probably your target. So he gets to about... yeah. He takes 2 movement actions to do that, though. I don't know if that changes his vision at all.
You can see just north of Arnie is one.
An evil Diglett?
An evil Diglett gets shot.
Nate. Diglets? How could you?
Diglets. As you kind of move up here, you notice that there's a bunch of trees to the north of Arnie. There's kind of like 2 smaller, like decent-sized trees, and then a very large one towards the middle that's very dark-colored. That dark-colored large one is moving, whipping, wiggling. It's probably 40 foot tall, 15 to 25 foot across at various parts. You can even see that there are like divots in it that look like they could have been animal homes or something like that if this were to have grown properly. But it looks like there's literally little places that you can kind of hide inside the tree. These cavities that they're hardened. They're just open spots that exist around it.
Arnie can't speak with me, and he's the only one who can see this, correct?
All of that is
So-
correct.
His turn, as soon as that's visible to him, he isn't going to run towards it. He's actually going to keep running kind of west. He's distracting. He's being a distraction.
Excellent.
Moving straight west. But can I have him change his tone of screaming and gargling and whatnot when he's like, ah, ah!
Yes.
Okay, so that gives me a general semblance of where things are. I'm going to similarly not stealth and move 30 feet. Or am I 25? I always forget. No, still 30 feet. Good for Patty. Good for Derek, rather. Nope. So I move up here as I pass Tosha. I yell out, "Way!" and do a first level healing word. Actually, wait, how much you take? 13? I'll make it
15.
a second. 15? Yeah, we'll make it a second. 1, 4. 5 plus 4, 9 damage healed.
Thanks, Derek.
Run! This way! Follow the voice!
And Derek, at the end of your turn,
That's a healing word. It's a bonus action.
oh, are you doing something else on your turn?
I have an action.
Oh yeah, do your action. Sorry.
I am going to, because I can still cast a cantrip, right?
Yep, sure can.
Doing that right? I'm gonna toll the dead the little twiglet that people are fighting. This one.
Oh, that little twiglet's dead. I'm sorry, I forgot to remove it.
Oh. Are there any others in view?
Nope, just that big old tree.
Well. So I know about where he's at, right? So I presume there might be more twiglets around him. Can I pick a random spot in the dark to shoot a backpack charge? To try and hit a random twiglet?
You can.
Is it an
You
action
could-
to reload the backpack?
It is an action to reload the backpack. It's an action to reload, because you made a triple launcher backpack. So if you want to reload each launcher, like each one is an action.
Oh, I think we might have. It's one.
Oh,
The
okay.
triple is the we're literally tying an acid flask, a thing of beeswax, and a what's the word I'm looking for? Alchemist fire together. in like a little
Okay.
bundle.
Then yes, it's one action to I was you were on three trebuchets and I got my wires crossed.
Gotcha. No, that's if you want to commit second. It's
Right,
the more
right.
aggressive.
My bad. So yes, just one action to reload it. But yeah, you can aim into the dark and hit whatever you hit.
I can do that while running. I'm gonna go with right here is my target spot. I don't know if that's pinging.
I see it.
Wait, actually, I should probably check the range first. My bad. Did you say 60?
60.
We'll say. You can see my arrow, right?
Yep, sure can.
We're gonna say on that 55 end of that point on 55 feet. Fa-boonk.
Yep.
Right on the banshee.
You
Yeah, right. That's my luck.
that was absolutely a possibility, and I'm not going to say how close you were, but you did good. Roll me an attack roll with disadvantage because you're just firing into the blackness.
Sure can. Is this dex based?
It is dex based, but we will say you are proficient with this contraption.
What? I'm getting all my. What's our proficiency right now? 2, 3. There it is. So 2. This is at a +5. That's as good as my crossbow. God, please don't fuck me. I lose a nat 20. But that is a 15 total to hit. I rolled a 10 and a 20.
You hear it smash on wood, it sounds like. You don't hear anything scream or shriek or respond to it, but you hear the crackle of fire as some wooden thing has some fire on it.
Can Alof see me? Are we within 30 feet still of each other? Yes,
Yeah,
I,
Ayla can
I
see
turn
you.
to Ayla and give him a cheesy 80s sitcom thumbs up.
Alar's like, how can you see me?
I look at the general direction of Ayla and
You can still see me. Like, you're the other side of the bush, invisible to everybody else, completely invisible.
It's just a 360 thumbs up. He's just looking around everywhere.
Nice.
just happens to be directed at Ayla. He's doing it to a camera that's not there.
360,
That's
no
my
sight. Okay, so at the end of your turn, the memory of Swift Arbor Regalian is going to use Russian Root.
Moyublikas.
Is going to move right up to our buddy Arnie here and attack him with a root attack. Jesus. All right. Oh, wait. It's a zombie. An 11 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right.
Him and his AC of 8.
So he takes that 2d6.
What's my already notes? He has a weird bonus. I think it's just that when he rolls that death save, though.
I think he's proficient in con. He gets like a +3 in his con saves or something like that. Damn. So that's like eight bludgeoning damage, and he is grappled.
Got it.
And that is the end of the Memory of Swift Arbor Regalian's turn, or legendary action. He used 2 legendary actions to do that. If anybody's keeping track. Mama, it's your turn.
Well, I cast Summon Fae.
Excellent.
And I give it very specific instructions to distract it and to cast it. You know, it's a trickster Fae. But not to attack the tree itself. That it can attack anything else of the twigs and the needles, not the party. But if it wants to put the tree in magical darkness, that it can do that.
I don't think it can actually put the tree in magical darkness. So it's only one 5-foot
it's
square,
only a 5-foot
right?
cube, yeah. But if it could be between like one of my party members and the tree.
Oh, that's smart. I've never actually used darkness.
Especially, you know, Derek and Alar and Tosha. Sorry, Arnie.
Hey, this is
And-
how you use a familiar. Oh,
Val is not a
Okay.
familiar.
whatever he is. That's technically neither is
Where's
Arnie.
where's it going, Mama?
The direction is to go toward the tree and distract. So where the tree is specifically, yeah.
How much movement does it have?
I'm checking that right now.
It's not a fire elemental. I just grabbed something quickly to signify it.
Okay.
Could it?
40 feet.
All right, it's right up next to the tree.
And I just wanted to cast the... They can fill a 5-foot cube within 5 feet of it of magical darkness, which lasts until the end of its next turn.
Okay, it puts part of the tree in magical darkness. The
Great.
tree does not seem hindered by it in any way.
No, it's mostly in case Derek there is struggling. And then I move toward Callie. I'm still stealthing, and I fade into the background because I'm also an elf.
All right.
That's my turn.
You cast a spell which did take you out of stealth, and it is an action to stealth. So you are not stealthing currently.
Oh, well then I just go right up toward where she is. And then I go just past her a little bit more this way.
All right. Cool. At the end, let's see. Who's within range? No one. I guess you won't do anything. Cool. At the end of your turn, the Memory of Swift Arbor Regalian uses its last legendary action to make a root attack against your little dude.
Can it get that high? This is actually a very important question. Like, can it attack things that are not on the ground?
I mean, it can. It's 40 foot tall.
It's a root attack, is what you're describing it as, though. So
Yes, so it's literally walking on its roots through here, and it's moving swiftly, almost as though it were flying. And so, yeah, it's got reach and range and a lot of mobility with those roots.
Whatever this conversation is, it needs to happen very quickly when it happens.
I just re-rolled it. It was a 17 the first time plus so it was a 25 to hit your little Fae.
Yeah.
All of our summons are going away.
That's
No.
Hey, better than enough.
14 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And it is grappled.
Okay.
That's 2 roots that they can't grapple us with.
It's true.
We're doing great, mama. And if my guy goes down and the new guy dies, I can turn him into a new Arnie. And we could do it again.
But that's not gonna happen, though.
In the Nate campaign, Tom's
Right?
die? Weird.
Never.
And in his first combat, in his first appearance.
Say, this wouldn't even be a record.
Nope.
It wouldn't. Okay. So that's gonna. What's your speed? Oh, because of your armor. Yeah, I think penance. Yeah, penance is going to run over to Tosha. And drop a second level cure wounds on you. Because how much did you heal, Patty?
Patty healed me for 9, so I'm
9.
at 31 of 37.
Oh. Then he'll drop
Yeah,
he'll drop a first level on you.
I was gonna say.
Actually, you know what? This seems more important. He's gonna move up to intercept these things. He's not gonna use his action for that. Well, okay, he's going to stretch, I guess.
Just warrior pose into him.
Here's a
Plop this
question.
weird ass dragon dick on the ground.
Do you have a bonus action?
Give it the finger. Pull.
We're only getting every other word. You're so quiet.
Actually, since he's in this tree here, he's going to use his cunning action to try and stealth.
Ooh.
Well, it's a nat 20, but he's in heavy armor, so that's a 6, but he's still within Callie's range, so it's a 16. That's going to be it for penance for now. Callie, back up to your turn.
I was gonna have Val follow Alar, but I forgot that he'd be hiding a lot. So I think he starts to trundle after Alar and then loses him because he stealths. So he's just gonna go. I can't control Val right now. I think he'll hang around Derek and stay with distraction group. I just can't move him for some reason.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Oh wait, maybe that's a me thing. Hold on. Aha! No, I did it. We got it. Helps when I'm not on a ruler.
Oh.
All right, and I see Mama run past me, so thinking, yeah, stealth is. I'm gonna keep Pass Without a Trace up because I may as well concentrate on it for now anyway, and we may try to use it a little bit. I'm gonna walk up with Mama, and I believe it's a free object interaction, I'm gonna hand her one of the potions of poison resistance that I have, or poison, resistance. Like, those little treelings have spores. And then continues. I think that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I want to go 5 feet further, but I can't see what's above me here.
1 second.
Thanks. Oh.
There we go.
Is that what I think it? Or
I think that's a treeling.
Another light twig.
That's another twig.
Yeah.
That's another twig.
oh,
By the way, in England, twiglets and are an incredible snack.
Yeah.
Mm.
So seeing this thing, he didn't seem to, the big tree didn't respond when we snapped the other twiglets. So I'm going to fire 2 arrows at it to try to clear the path for me and Mama.
Sounds good.
I may.
Wyvern tipped or not wyvern tipped?
No, not wyvern tip. Saving. One. First shot is 23.
23 hits by a lot.
Right, and the other one is only a 15.
Well, your first shot, minimum damage. This thing crumbles and a little burst of poison comes out, but you're more than 10 feet away, so it don't matter.
I learned my lesson. All right, so he's gone, and so I won't waste a second shot. I'm just sort of alert, and I'll wait for Mama and keep moving together. For a 2 sarcophagus, something.
There's supposed to be a sarcophagus towards the center where the tree was planted.
Okay, so I'm gonna seeing what I'm seeing here. I think I'm gonna go like between this tree and this bush is what I'm hoping to loop around through. And that's
All
it.
right. Cool. I just need to check the range on something real quick.
Is that one right behind me real?
That one where?
There's a treeling right behind Callie right now on the map.
Two were revealed. Oh, one, you know what? That one's not real. Sorry. That's not supposed to go.
It's like, ha!
Mobby. Yeah, no, there was one that was revealed. Sorry, there's a couple other things going on here. Great. Is that your turn?
Yes. I moved, a shot, and I gave the potion. That's all me.
Okay. Then I need...
There's no way I can see big tree, right? I have a general sense of where it is.
You have a general sense of where it is. I'll give it to you. It's just going to be really difficult to keep track of who can see what as you guys all spread out. So I'll give it to you if it's like reasonably close.
Okay, I was just curious. Thank you.
All right. And you see coming out next to the tree, coming into view, a spirit, an angry, whipping spirit. This woman's face just in shock and anger, and she lets out a scream, and I need distances.
Is Arnie affected by the Banshee scream?
Specifically not.
Yeah. I mean,
I
he's
need
dead via branches.
Constitution saving throws from the summoned Fae from Penance, from, let's see, that would be Duraka, Derek, and Val. Basically everybody in that little cluster by the tree.
I remember earlier when you gave me inspiration for how pretty I am.
I don't recall that, no.
I don't remember it either.
That's just rude at this point. That's just rude. Constitution +4. And nothing I can do about this. There's nothing I can do about this. +4. Oh, all right.
The Fae had a 21.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's go down the line from what I can see. The Fae passes and takes... Oh no. It's not a lot of damage, or it's not a lot of dice, but I rolled really high on several of them. 12, 20 damage to the Fae on a success. That's 46, and I just rolled something I wish I could roll for stats. All right. Going down the line, Penance. Penance passes and takes 20 damage. Tosha.
Wait, you didn't say I was in the range.
You are in the range.
Okay, I didn't roll, sorry.
Say, to be fair, you didn't say Tosha's name.
I'm
We
sorry.
got lucky.
Me too. 17.
17. You take 20 points of
buddies.
damage. Derek,
17 as well.
you take 20 points of damage. And Val
You got a 16.
takes 20 points of damage. Everybody succeeded. All right.
Am I in the cone as well?
Oh, Duraka, yes.
This is going to be weird, but I also had a 17.
You take 20 points of damage.
All right, then. I take 10 because my temporary HP drops off.
All right. And then she's going to take 2 attacks at the nearest creature, which is fucking Arnie.
We aren't supposed to kill this banshee, right?
Correct.
Right.
Don't even hit it, I don't think.
Okay.
That's 24 to hit Arnie on the first hit,
Yeah.
and that's a 8 to hit Arnie on the second hit.
Yep.
All right.
Still, yes.
Yeah, from my notes, striking the spirit will end any chance of parlaying immediately, so we cannot even hit this thing.
Yeah, so that is 14 points of necrotic damage to Arnie.
Arnie is down.
He gets to make a save,
Or
right?
is he?
Wait, time out. He's a zombie.
Yep.
Necrotic?
Is he immune?
I think it might just be poison when they're this level. Yeah, damage immunity's poison.
No.
He's just a basic zombie. But he does get his undead fortitude because it's not radiant. He gets the +3 on there too. So alright, hey, I mean he's at a +6 to make this. So he has to make a DC of 5 plus the damage taken. So he has to make a... He just took how much? 14?
Yep.
So he has to make a 19 on a +6. Come on, Arnie. That's a 17 on the die. So that's one. Second attack. Takes that damage. Oh, come on, Arnie.
Second attack is 17.
+5 is 22.
There you go. You got it. 16 or higher.
Ow.
I'm just gonna roll this over here, and you tell me what it is, Lori, because I don't want to kill the fan favorite Nate can.
What does he need and what does he get?
He gets a +6.
He gets a +6. He got an 18 total. He rolled 12.
He needed a 22. Arnie crumples to the ground.
How could you kill the fan favorite, Lori? Disgusting.
My roll was a 17, so
Oh, you thought you're the fan
Oh.
favorite. Poor Arnie! When he dies, what happens to that? I guess it's just a bundle. It's gonna plops there.
Yep, flops there. All right, Alar.
Gonna shut
I'm
up.
gonna take a bonus
They're
action.
over here.
I'm gonna take a bonus action to shove my beeswax earplugs in. Might as well. And then I am going to. The problem is I'm trying to figure out distance and like how best to help people. The thing is we want you folks to be able to go and get to the sarcophagus, which we probably over here, which of course you can't see because I hit it. Yeah, the sarcophagus. I'm gonna try to start pulling it this way, but Nate, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the lantern,
Mm-hmm.
and for my action, I'm gonna have it do the daylight spell.
Okay.
So there is 60 feet of bright ass light that comes out.
And luckily, this misty thing is more like smoke than mist and does not reflect back at you, giving you 10 feet of distance. But
really
you can actually see pretty well out
Okay.
to 60 feet now.
It then does dim light for another 60. So like this area is lit up.
Yeah, let me actually give you a little more vision there.
Yes, it's 60 is from my current position there. How far is another 100?
I don't remember us bringing a lighthouse into battle.
Pew. All right. My massive. I brought the sun. That's all I can do to this fight is I bring the sun. I am going to holding the light and basically trying to make sure that these two are both in it. I'm going to move myself. Yeah, I'm gonna go behind a rock. I just go and hide behind the rock and angle the lantern out so it still gives all the light in that direction. Trying to get a little bit of cover on the off chance it hits me with lightning, and then I'm done.
Okay. At the end of your turn, you see Talia Regalian, the first Banshee, burn one legendary action to fade from sight. However, she is in the bright light of your lantern. And so you can see her, like, she seems to become even less material, and there's this bright blue outline as she attempts to fade, and she looks around, almost more angry than she already was.
Well, on that note, any invisible bullshit around here, because the lantern does that too.
Yep. No, she's the only invisible bullshit at this point. You may have seen something that I removed earlier. That was just a mistake that I made.
No, it's okay. I was just double checking. On the off chance, because might as well. All right, I am done and going to try to kite the tree across the map.
Okay.
This will be fun. Come back to me in 30 minutes. What is your move? I run.
This brings us to the memory of Swift Arb. Oh, shit. I keep forgetting to do this after Talia's turn and before your turn. The lair action. At this point, there's a crackling above, and a lightning bolt strikes the tree. The tree looks fine; it hasn't taken any damage, but the Fae that it is holding takes 15 points of lightning damage.
So it's gone.
Buzz zap.
Ouch.
Bah.
Better them than us.
Yep.
Alright, give me
Yeah.
10 rounds to resummon Arnie.
Okay, and then after your turn, that is it's the memory tree's turn. So he's going to who's in 20 feet? He's gonna swing one root at Penance. Okay, and he's gonna miss. And then Derek does a 16 hit.
No.
All right, so the second root attack swings clonks against your shield, but you wrestle it away, and it does not like wrap you up. And then it uses its lightning discharge. Looking at. Yeah, nobody's attacked it, so it doesn't have like a really great. All right, I'm gonna roll a d4. If you have a summon and it's dead, could you remove it? Because otherwise, I'm confused.
Yeah.
But let's see. I'll roll a
Apparently
d4.
not.
Oh, you
Oh,
can't.
I have the wrong. I had the ruler on. My bad.
I can't. Because you added mine.
Sorry, I'm playing my favorite game of which tool and which like layer.
Which tab am I on?
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna roll a d4 on a 1. It's going for. Oh no, sorry. It made an attack at penance. It made an attack at. Oh yeah, with its lightning. On a 1, it goes for penance. On a 2, it goes for Derek. On a 3, it's going for Tosha. On a 4, it's going for Duraka.
Give me a 2.
That is a 1.
Well, shit.
So that's penance. Right? Is that what he said?
Yeah. Oop. Yes.
I believe so.
Penance, me, Tosha, Duraka.
Check the VOD.
Penance made the save with a nat 18.
Nice.
Oh, all right. It's a good thing Penance made that. I rolled 7d8. 4 of them were 8s. So at half damage, Penance took 20 damage.
Whew.
Okay.
How does penance look?
Bloody as fuck.
Okay. We care about
Okay.
penance, right?
I like how there's a double check.
Who
There's
are you
wolves.
asking?
Yeah. They're from your temple, and you care about the temple. Like,
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
Durakas. That's you.
All right.
Right?
I'm going to use a bonus action to use one of my superiority die to do rally, which is a d8 plus my charisma modifier of temporary hit points to penance. So d8 plus 2. That is 6 temporary hit points.
Excellent.
As I kind of shout out, pull yourself together, let's go! And with my movement, I'm going to go 5, 10, and stay right here. And as an action, I would like to go full defense.
All right.
So I'm going to go full defensive action,
Sounds good.
which puts my armor. So it's a +2 to AC or 4?
I thought. Is there a full defense? I thought it was just the dodge action.
Oh, yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, it's just they get disadvantage on attack rolls
Okay.
against you. And maybe
Okay.
you get a bonus on saves? I'm not sure. I
It's
think
advantage on dex saves, and they have disadvantage on attacks, if I'm remembering correctly.
Excellent.
I'll take that. I'm going to step away and use the restroom real quick.
Do it. This one can't quite get in range of Callie.
That's fine by me. It's in range of me.
Okay. A bunch of needle blights move. Tosha, it's your turn.
Alrighty. No, that's too much. I am going to move behind this other tree in the hopes that that'll give me some cover.
If you move back towards me, I can heal you when I get a chance. If you want to try to take a different tree cover.
Yeah, I was really just trying to kite it. Let me
Yeah.
see how far I can get. I can get.
You don't have to get right on me. Like, you could just go behind the other tree. I'm just, or to that
Oh,
bush or
like
whatever.
here?
It's just up to you. Yeah, it's wherever you want to go. It's just
Okay.
like, I can only go 30. So, like, if you go over here, we can do that, but it's up to you.
Cool. Yeah. I will, then I will come. Yeah, behind this smaller tree.
You're quiet.
Sorry, to try to get some cover behind that smaller bush tree there. And then I will actually use my action this time to try to focus on, the Blighted Swift Arbor Regalian. It seems like he hasn't moved in a couple rounds, so I'm just hoping I can sort of use my action to pinpoint the direction so that I could potentially cast something on future turns. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Shadow Blade just to have that out and ready to hopefully utilize in the future.
All right. At the end of your turn, Derek, this spirit that's near you, this banshee,
My best friend.
fades back into view, didn't go anywhere because of the light, and uses her other two legendary actions to... Sorry, I had to pull the rules. To use Weight of Mourning. She makes eye contact with you as you're like kind of like scanning the battlefield. And you are overwhelmed by the burdens you carry. There was this paperwork that should have been done when you trained somebody the other day on praying, and it's just like, God, that's such a... But you feel the weight of loss, and you gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay.
Derek, it's your turn.
There's an exhaustion, like, I can click on something and become exhausted, right?
Yeah, I think it's in the conditions tracker on your character sheet. It's next to defenses.
Got
Yeah,
it.
right corner.
Boop. Oh, sorry, didn't mean for that. I didn't know it was gonna send something to everybody. Hey guys, this guy's tired. Well, because it does take a full minute to bring Arnie back to life, I'm going to yell out as I run. To here. Can I run around this tree without incurring more movement?
Yeah, you can. I'll say you can make
I don't
that
know where
pass
the
by.
map actually is. As I run by the banshee thing, I'll yell out a how would Derek say this? A chairman of the Defara Legacy wishes to speak with you. Just an envoy. Don't mind me. And then when I get to here, I will use my action to reload the backpack. And bonus action, heal my own ass.
All right.
You forgot the ch-ch.
Oh yeah. Dunk.
All right.
This next one that I loaded in does have a shard of Essence of Death.
Entertainingly, the is the actual healing, not the gun.
Yeah, it's my word. I need 20. Yeah, I don't really want to burn a second one. Oh, you know what? I'll cure wounds myself because I don't need to go all the fucking way up. I want to not have HP this way. Let's do a D8 plus 4.
Got
Cure
this.
wounds is an action.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. That's why I was doing healing word. No. Yeah, it was because healing word's the bonus action. Where's my D4s? Alright, then we are second spell slot. Boop. That's a 1 and a 2 plus 4 for 7. Way. That's my turn. Oh, yeah, Arnie continues to be dead.
Excellent. At the end of your turn, Swift Arbor Regalian is going to use a legendary action to attack Penance.
I heard only bitches did that, but...
Still fucking alright. Okay.
Good, good.
Tries.
I like how we had a plan to kite the tree, and it's just not gonna happen.
I'm kiting!
No, I know, but
Look at me
everybody
over
else
here
needs to
kiting.
move. Like, we all need to go, otherwise it's not gonna do anything at this point. Well.
Mama.
Okay, so if I have a potion already out, is it a full action to drink that potion if it's already in my hand?
Yep.
For some reason, I
Um,
thought we'd house rule differently, but I guess not.
Honestly, you guys were asking about it like when we were on break, and like I just fucking forgot about it until this moment. But I don't remember what the house rule was, and I'd rather not fuck with the action economy in the middle of a boss fight.
Fair enough. So I'll just continue to hold the potion. I'm gonna cast Flaming Sphere. I'm gonna run it into this dude.
All right. It's a dex save, right? It's dex save for half, right?
Yes.
Yep. So when you slam that flaming sphere into it, minimum damage, it crumples to the ground in ash. Does not give off any poison.
Excellent. And that is, I think, all I can do at this point. That's all my movement.
All right.
To
Maybe I'll
double
just do
check, the sarcophagus and stuff isn't visible right now in the light, right?
Sarcophagus is.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask if we can make it out, like even a faint shape, because the light.
Yeah,
from your
everything here you can kind of make out a faint shape, and you see there's where that appears to be. You, from your position, yours and Mama's position, can barely see that there's a sarcophagus on the other side of those stones. But the stones themselves seem to be more intense with this like otherworldly mist. So it feels like this is like the center of something.
Okay.
Mama, at the end of your turn, Swift Arbor Regalian's going to take another attack. That's going to be one against Derek.
Go for it.
That's a 23.
No. Can it reach me still?
Yeah, if you had moved one more square, it would have gotten attack of opportunity. So
Jesus Christ, things like
it's a huge tree. So that is 10 plus... 1 second. Uh, 15 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
Ka-thunk. Boop.
That's going to be Penance's turn. and he's going to move. He's going to start moving in the kiting direction as well, but he's going to hit himself with a heal while he runs in that direction.
Smart.
At this point, required.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be... Yeah, he's just going to dump his whole lay on hands. All right. And he kind of like holds his symbol on his chest as he kind of goes over there in his like resplendent armor and then turns and squares up. That's bringing us back to Kelly.
All right. Val sees Derek getting grabbed, but there's also like this twiggling here. So he's gonna kind of run a circuitous route around the ghost lady because he doesn't know what that is, and jump at this twiggling and try to bite him.
Okay.
Get him, buddy.
Get the 19 plus 6. So 25 to hit him.
Yeah, super hits.
Okay. So then, sorry, there's a thing on my screen. He does 1d6 plus 3 biting.
All right. That kills it. These
Yeah.
things have one hit point. Now I need a Constitution saving throw from him.
Okay. I figured he's got low HP, so if he dies, he's doing really good. I mean, just casually really.
You could also just resummon him tomorrow.
Shut up. I
No.
can resummon him with a spell, but I don't want to.
Oh, as a spell for a life.
Yes.
How
His
will
total
you
is
get away?
his total is 17.
Yep, doesn't take any effect from that poison.
I think he like looks at the tree who maybe doesn't have eyes, and he just like full mouth hiss.
No eyes.
Yeah. And then Callie is gonna take a shot at the treeling and call to Mama. I think I see it. Slightly north, west. We can get there in a couple of, like maybe 12 seconds.
Noted.
First shot is a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm,
Bye bye,
mhm.
twiggling. It's pretty good. Pretty
Weird, that misses. So
good. This one's covered in oil and just slides
That's
out
it.
of the way.
It's an X twiggling.
Nice.
This twiggling
Mhm.
has ceased to be.
It is no more.
Excellent.
it is
That's
killing.
a 5, 10,
Nice
15,
twiggling.
20, 25, 30, 35. Boop.
It's
All right.
per-
I'm making a beeline for what I think is the actually I think I want to get up right up here.
Can you dash or?
There. Not when I shoot. I couldn't get past that thing.
Yeah.
So yep. That's all I got.
Oh shit, speaking of dashing, just a brief retcon. On his turn, Penance is going to use his bonus action to dash, because he has cunning action.
Hey, penance.
Swift Arbor Regalian does go to hit him as he moves out of his move area.
Hmm.
But Swift Arbor Regalian can't roll above a fucking 6 against Penance, so I guess that's fine.
Okay with it.
I don't know the feeling.
All
Any
right.
bet.
Do you have any feeling left? Like,
Not in my toes because I'm currently crushed from the waist down by a twig.
And Duraka, Swift Arbor is going to use his last legendary action at the end of Callie's turn to attack you.
With disadvantage, I'm still dodging.
Well, that was a 15 on the die and then a 5. So does a
Yay.
13 hit you?
It does not.
Well, okay. That dodging was probably a good idea.
Kind of wish I thought of that.
That brings us to Talia. Mike, can you roll me a d6 and just tell me what's on the die?
A 3.
She does not get her whale back.
Yay.
Yay.
So she is going to move up to you, Duraka. And is going to make 2 corrupting touch attacks against you.
With disadvantage.
Yeah, 12 doesn't hit.
Nope.
Ooh, does a 19 hit?
It will.
All right. That's 15 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
Is that what that is?
No, hold on. Oop, hold up.
Holding up.
I broke it.
Unbreak it. And it looks towards you. Are you fully hidden,
There we
Colin, behind with just your arm sticking out, or like what's your? Are you partial
It's
partial
probably
cover?
like half cover.
Okay. She looks over in your direction, and cries out to you, reaching a hand towards you. You have to make a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw, but you get to make it with advantage because this is a baleful cry, and so it is an audio effect.
Okay. What's the save?
Wisdom.
Cool. You said with advantage? Cool. So that is a 9 on the first one and a nat 20 on the second.
That's probably good. You take 3 points of psychic damage, having been halved, and you are not cursed.
I like to not be cursed.
But that's her whole action. And Alar, it's your turn.
Actually, don't you want to do the lair action thing?
I do.
I don't.
Look, it's either going to be that
It
or
only
I do
affects
it. I
me.
go and then he remembers after, so it's just nicer to do it now.
Oh shit, speaking of which, I need to do a concentration check to see if I have protection of energy still on from that hit. That's a 14 on the die. Plus... This is an 18? Yeah, 18 will work.
I'll wait until Nate does his thing. Wait, what? I guess I won't move yet.
Two additional little twigs appear on initiative count 20 just before your turn.
No. Okay. Are you done? Is that the thing, or
That's
is there like...
that's the thing. That's it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I thought it was the lightning strike. Why the fuck do I have protection from energy on?
I will dart over and action. I'm gonna rapier out and chink. I don't have advantage, but I do get to do sneak attack because
You do?
Tosha. I'm actually mad because I rolled an 18 and a nat 20, and these things have 1 hit point, so I do an ungodly amount of damage. Do we cleave? Can I like make that damage go to a... No, okay. So
what I will
it dies horribly, and then I'm gonna go over and I will do the healer's kit on Tosha. I rolled max on the d6, so that's gonna be 15 hit points for Tosha.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Tosha, this is irrelevant for you because of your periapt, but Elias, I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. 17.
17, you're fine. It's the memory of Swift Arbor Regalion.
Darakas, I'm in danger.
All right. So Swift Arbor Regalion is going to make 2 root attacks, one against Penance and one against Duraka. and then is going to use its lightning discharge against the person who's holding the lantern.
I am still dodging.
That's a 19.
Still
Nope,
landing.
that's a 7. So 15. Does that hit you? All right, Drakus. Just fucking dodging all day.
Hoo, ha, hoo, ha, hoo.
The one against Penance does hit.
Boo.
For 13 damage.
I thought it wasn't allowed to hit penance.
He did have 6 temp HP too. Not that you.
Yeah, it accounted for that.
Okay.
All right. So Penance is grabbed. Durakus is still unaffected. And then I need a dexterity saving throw from you, Alar.
I am going to be using that dice for however much longer we're playing, because that's 2 20s in a row and a 19. So I'm going to keep that for 26. You're a good dice. You get to go in the nice dice place.
Okay, so you take half damage for 16 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And that's the end of Vergelion's turn. Durakus.
Guys, I really want to start swinging.
Do not hit
Um,
this banshee.
Nate, how much longer are we planning to go tonight?
I think I'm going to take us to the end of this round, and then we'll pick up there, because it's already getting pretty late, and we're still working on some of our early goals.
Yeah.
Right. As my action, I'm going to disengage.
Okay.
I'm going to use my 30 feet to go back to the right. So I'm going to go 30 feet to there.
You'll get an attack of opportunity again.
I disengaged.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And then with my bonus action, I'm going to use my second wind. Pick up 14 hit points. Okay. There's movement action, bonus action. That's my turn.
All right.
And I'm just kind of, come on, come get it. Come on, come get it. But like in 6 more seconds, so I can dodge again.
At the end of your turn, Swift Arbor Regalia is going to use 2 legendary actions to rush and root.
I don't speak Russian.
And it drags with it the folks that it's holding. And goes to take an attack against you, Durakus.
17 is the AC.
That's an 8 and 8 is still 16.
Yay!
Call me MC Hammer.
What's up?
Poor.
Question.
Yeah.
If Penance is grappled, does Penance go with it?
Penance is at the edge of its range.
Oh, wow. Those are some long arms.
I have these really convenient auras that I can see that tell me where its attack range is, because otherwise I was going to be measuring things constantly.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mm.
All right. This Twig Blight next to... Oh, no. Val hit that Twig Blight. Val destroyed it. It's gone.
Mhm.
My wife makes strange noises. That's why I married her.
Oh, damn. I don't know if there's
Why
enough
the
Twig
name?
Blights on the... That's good to know. That brings us to Tosha.
All right. Wes, 2 questions. One, am I able to like hear or tell at all where like Derek is at this point, or do I not know?
You can hear a little goblin screaming as it's being like flailed around by this tree. And I will say, although you had that rule where if something moves more than 10 feet, this thing is a 40-foot tall tree and bright ass light. You can pick it out. You were able to track it as it moved.
So I'm gonna turn to Alar and just say, like, / Elias, and just say, like, are we still not hitting the big tree at this point? Because I can light it up with the fireball.
I
if we
was
want
told
to.
not to.
You're told not to hit the banshee.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is
no,
right
big-
next to the tree.
Or
Hitting the tree
tree.
makes everything harder
Big
too.
tree makes things harder, but like
Yeah.
we're also gonna die.
Darakas seems to be doing okay. I think if we all run really fast.
Glad we all care about Durak.
Okay, Okay, in that case, how would I go about, or would I have a sense of how I would go about? I want to try to get Derek out of the grapple. Would that be like a strength check? What would I be looking at there?
You would need to pinpoint where Derek is. You would need to you would use your action. I would say you could make an athletics check. You will make it with disadvantage because it's literally whipping. It's not like, oh, I'm holding something here. He's like literally up in the air being whipped around. So you can make an athletics check with disadvantage, but you would need help pinpointing where he's at first.
If I'm directly next to Tosha, can I get them started?
You can use your reaction to do that if you would like.
Aim their arm and catch.
If you would like to. I was just trying to think of what
No, I'm just wondering how quickly I'm gonna die after I do this.
Derek's
yeah,
fine.
no,
He's a healer.
go
He'll
ahead.
just heal himself.
You sure?
Why not?
All right.
I mean, as long as Callie and Mama get their shit done in a round and don't take like 5 rounds to talk to this like undead bitch, we'll be fine. And then we can burn the tree to death. Also, worst case scenario, he like tries to eat me as a tree person, and I'm filled with bombs of acid and alchemist fire, and Derek goes out the way he wants.
Okay,
We'll
so
Presumably
shit
with
out of
9 Horcruxes hidden around the world.
Duraka, you do notice those divots I mentioned, these like cavities in the base of the tree. It doesn't seem like the tree has a lot of control over those. So they do look like you could get cover if you wanted to like run in and duck into one.
Let me think about that for a minute.
It's
Probably
not, it's not your turn. I'm just letting you know. If
Oh,
you want,
thanks.
because like if it counts as cover against these melee attacks, you're still getting a benefit without having to dodge
Oh,
every
that's
time.
true. Yeah,
But
I'm kind of like hiding on the inside of it.
you're up in its face and you can see that, and so it's like, oh, this would be something to note for later.
Ooh.
So what are you doing, Tosha?
Well, I mean, it seems like we're not gonna be pulling people out of the grapple, so I guess I will attempt to do another firebolt with disadvantage at this twig blight that is to my left.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a 9 to hit.
That does not hit. Stray firebolt just goes flying off.
That's my turn.
All right. Derek.
One quick clarifying thing. We said we can't damage the banshee or the tree thing. Would you consider something like turning in the same vein? Causing them to flee?
I would say, because you're essentially just holding up the symbol of your god and like you're turning it with its holiness. Does your turning do damage?
Not to these guys. If they were smaller, it would disintegrate them.
Then
But-
I would say no. You don't think that would actually be considered, like, you're not striking it. You're more just like, it's almost like causing a current in still water. Like, it's getting swept up in that and fear rather than you, like, striking it.
I'm trying to also try to force the banshee towards our talkie compatriots. And so I'll hold up my symbol and be like, "Let Gond guide you to the what else did they say besides Defara? There's another name that we threw out there. Give me
Oh,
just
Paragon?
a second.
Regalian?
Regalian, there it is. To a conversation with those who represent the Regalian, the rulers, the Defaras, and just in general, good people. All right, sons of bitches. They're just fine, really. I think you'll really enjoy yourself, quite frankly. And like the amulet starts like dimming down and whatnot. But no, yeah, anyway, yeah, we'll just whenever you get a chance, DC 15 will save, please.
Okay. Well,
With
the
save.
wisdom save is a +3, and they rolled a 17. That's a dirty 20.
All right, they're unturned. And then as a bonus action, I will heal myself again.
All
This
right.
time, I'm gonna use my last second level spell to heal myself. Boop. 4. Boop. 3. 7 plus 4. No. Yeah, 7 plus 4 is 11.
Hey, that's a solid heal.
Sure
Yeah.
is. And I'm done with my turn.
Mama.
I run to here. I do my action for that, and then as my bonus action, I move my fireball 30 feet toward me. That's all I can
shit.
do.
I need to drop you a fireball.
It was like here because it got the twiglet thing.
Here's a question. Why can't I grab it?
You probably have to zoom in really close or highlight the area. Drawings like that can get kind of weird.
So if it was like here, then it would be to like here because I don't want it to be close enough to burn Callie.
Like
Thank
there?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't burn Callie. We're good. Just like having
Cool.
a weird
I just need to
fiery
make it.
puppy.
Just need to make it not hollow. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Fiery puppy moves. Mama sprinted. Nice. Oh, penance.
Come on, Penance.
Penance is going to use their action to try and break free. It's only a 7 on the die. What is your athletics?
1,000,000.
Oh, shit. All right. I wasn't pushing the button while I was talking. Escape DC. With a 15, Penance just breaks free, drops to the ground, and uses their bonus action to disengage and move 20 feet away, yelling, "This way!" at the tree.
Goodbye, Duraka.
This is so great.
And with that, we're going to pause the combat here. Mama and Callie approaching the tomb of Talia Regalian. Talia and the memory of Swift Hour Regalian raising some havoc on the rest of the party. We'll see at the exciting conclusion of this fight. Not next week. We will be taking next week off. By the way, players, I haven't told you this. We're going to take next week off.
Okay.
BT
I
Dubs.
feel like I just got here.
We don't know what year it is, so we're just going to see like Iggy Pop in concert. Anyway, we will be out next weekend, but we will see the exciting conclusion of what happens here in 2 weeks. So looking forward to that. So thank you everybody for joining us. We will see you in 2 weeks. Same Elias time, same Durakas channel. Bye.
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 All right, and we're clear.
Jeepers.
Ooh, that is.
Thank goodness for that
Ooh.
light.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she can, as a legendary action, just go invisible and move. But since she's not invisible, she can't move. She does this like shadow shift thing. So like, you literally lock down whatever legendary abilities that would be harassing the shit out of you right now.
Yeah.
So she's just using the other two to try and punch
Yeah.
me in the face.
Yeah, but now she can't appear next to somebody and attack them.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Just straight like
I
boo.
figured it'd be helpful for the tree. I was hoping that there might be something where it's like, they don't like light. And it'd be like, they immediately go after it. And I just like run really quick as far as I can away from them. But
Well, but it
that's
also helped
hoping.
us to find where the sarcophagus was. Otherwise,
Yeah. So
we'd
Yeah.
been skirting for a bit.
Yeah,
I
you
need
got
to,
you got
like-
Talia's attention. We'll say.
yeah, I need to move in and just start trying to like heal myself, heal this person, heal this, like do a chain as I'm going through.